Ready. So, when last we all met, you had all descended upon Cragmaw Castle with your unlikely allies in tow, the Red Brands under the command of Thaddeus. Ulrich taking several of the Red Brands he deemed worthy to fight with him, and splitting off to go after some folk out to the east. Your party scaling the wall, taking out a bugbear, and then stumbling into King Grohl's chamber directly. A fight ensuing against him, a bugbear, a dire wolf, and oh, what the hell, we'll throw a goblin in there too, or more accurately, he threw a goblin in there, and it promptly died. Taking down King Grohl, you were suddenly surprised by the appearance of Drow, a female Drow with two Drow warriors in tow. She stepped back out of the room and sent the warriors in after you. Of course, your party made fairly quick work of them. And when we left off, the sounds of clashing steel and spellfire bled into a tense silence as the five of you and your unlikely allies surrounded the lone Drow in the dining hall of Cragmaw Castle. I believe her last words were something along the lines of, perhaps I overestimated you. I think I'd like to hire you. And so, with all of you surrounding the lone female Drow, Darren and Tal just stepping into the room from one side, Ulrich and Harold in the room from the other side, and Lunalia as a giant wolf spider hanging from the ceiling. What do you want to do?
Can I roll d20 to do her?
Drow?
Oh, she's pretty hot.
No, but speaking of rolling d20s, just having a look here, we do still have the turn order from last time. I'm just gonna say, what the hell, let's keep it.
Okay. And I imagine I'm still raging, right?
I believe you were.
That's how, yeah, my character, she says I'm still raging.
So I'm going to keep the initiative order, but I'm not going to actually do anything with it until somebody acts. At the point somebody takes a combat action or casts a spell, I will pick up the initiative, starting with that person. And so here you are in a tense standoff with this lone Drow. She has her hands up and doesn't appear to be threatening whatsoever.
I think that's like a major hint.
Well, since I'm raging, and it looks like there's nothing left to do.
There's broken chairs, Noro. You could probably break some more.
Nope, I'm going to pick up the Kinku and throw it at her.
Oh, Jesus.
Here we go.
All right. Well, we'll move the combat order to Noro and crank up the battle music. And Noro, I'm going to need you to make a grapple check. Scribble, unless you want to be chucked, you're going to need to contest that with your own. Noro, that's a athletics check, and Scribble, it'll be a athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
What is happening?
Oh God.
Let's see what Noro does.
Jesus.
Wow!
Wow, that's a natural 20. Scribble, you find yourself quickly flying, but not the way you'd hoped or dreamed. Noro, which way's he going?
Right at the ground!
Oh man.
Is that a pool of water next to her? Or is that like...
It's a puddle. It's just a puddle.
It's her pee-pee from having her Kenku fucking toss at her.
So Scribble, as you're chucked violently towards the Drow, I need you to make an acrobatics check. Unless there's something you want to do mid-flight.
No, not really.
And she's gonna make a acrobatics check as actually no, there's no way that doesn't hit her. I mean, it would just be against her AC. Yeah. So, Scribble, are you attempting to not fly straight into this drow, or are you just gonna try and avoid hitting her, like twist out of the way and get a leg out against the wall and hop down to the ground, or are you going to barrel straight into her and then try and recover from that?
Avoid taking damage as best possible.
Your acrobatics check, you'll avoid taking the 1d6 damage. So the question is, do you want to avoid hitting her, or do you want to barrel into her?
Probably try to avoid.
Okay. You twist out of the way at the last second and just clip her as she tries to step to the side as well, landing deftly on the ground, although your feet do get wet as you land in the puddle next to her.
Noro, calm down! Calm down, Noro.
That's your turn unless you want to move anywhere.
I'll put my hand on my face and just like shake my head.
Scribble, initiative's now yours.
And so this is just like no amount of water, just a small little puddle.
It's just it's an inch deep.
Alright, I'm gonna just walk back towards
It came with the map.
this chair over here. And I'm not gonna do anything.
As you back away from her, she doesn't take an action. She doesn't take a reaction and swing at you or anything. She seems more surprised than anything as she sort of gets up and dusts herself off. I suppose the turn is yours next if you're not going to do anything. She holds her hands up again and says, "Wait, I'm not here to fight. I'm here for someone. And then I'll be going."
Are you here for Gundren?
The dwarf, yes. I'm here for the dwarf. Who are you all? And she starts looking around the room, eyeing each one of you.
Cool.
We work for Gundren, and I'm afraid he won't be going with you.
Is that so?
I'm pretty sure I didn't stutter.
From what I can see in the room beyond, you have me at a disadvantage. At that, you see that Ulrich has sort of backed away and is quietly talking to Harold. And he says, if you all think you have this, we should go check on the others. They weren't well.
That's a good idea, Ulrich.
Right.
Ulrich, have you seen Gundren?
No, this is the first we've been inside.
Alright.
If you need us, shout. And they run out the door. And I'll just stick them over there. It's too many people for your DM to handle in a fight. And you guys got this.
So Lunali is going to drop down from the ceiling and land on Noro to make sure he doesn't throw anybody else. She will drop her wild shape.
Yeah, there you go.
She just has her hand on his shoulder, like, calm down, big man.
If you call him Big Daddy, you might get somewhere.
He is not nearly old enough or pointy-eared enough to be my father. Why would I call him that?
All right, Spock.
So good.
Hummer, how do you think Nora would react to that?
I'm heavy breathing. I'm trying to like restrain.
Oh, I said she put her hand on your shoulder there.
Oh.
Calm down.
Oh, his
Jesus.
loincloth drops.
His third shoulder.
Oh man.
So good. No, I'm just heavy breathing and just trying to relax, and I'm recognizing this touch now. I know who it is.
It's moist.
It's slamming.
The drow, seeing this, relaxes a bit and looks around the group again and says, well, if I can't have the dwarf, might I at least have my life? I'd really rather
Why do you
walk
want
out
the
of here.
dwarf?
What's the dwarf for?
The dwarf is for my employer. If I do not bring him back, I will be in some trouble.
I show her my palm and I say, you see this? It's empty. If I don't get my employer, we don't get paid.
Are you saying you'll take coin instead of the dwarf? I can arrange that.
That's incorrect.
Of course, I look around at the party to confirm.
I'm gonna
Alright.
shake my head.
As you're as you're talking to her, she steps to her right a bit, just to sort of distance herself from everyone. Darren is standing right at the door, Tal next to him.
I'm gonna move over here, blocking the exit.
Solmy, what's your? I gotta learn to stop asking about passive perception. I can see it. I have them right here. With your passive perception, you notice something. You were standing behind Tal, and when you moved, you glance over, and it's his armor and it's his cloak, but he's not holding his signature curved, wicked-looking scimitars. He has a rapier in one hand. It's the wrong hand, and it's not quite his face either. It's rounder, the eyes set further apart and larger, the nose knobbier, a bit of a grizzled beard.
You're hot boy, not so hot now.
Oh man.
Oh.
He catches your glance and just shakes his head quickly.
Like no?
Yeah, like no.
Okay. He did tell me to chill out. If
You see
anything
Darren
weird
standing
happened.
next to him, and Darren doesn't seem to be bothered by it, even though the two of them had moved to the castle together.
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha. So I'll just stand here.
The drow turns to Deebs again and says, I think we got off on the wrong foot here. My name is Viereth, and I think you know who I work for.
Well, clearly it's not Gundren.
Yes, it's not Gundren. What would you like to know?
Who is he?
Is he hot though?
Do you say that out loud?
No, sorry, Foga, that was just me being stupid.
Solmia, you do notice that she is completely ignoring you.
Okay.
She's almost making it a point to not acknowledge you're there.
Okay.
There was a brief glance as you moved, and that's it. Well, the spider is a drow like me. He's old and powerful and very motivated. He's well connected. If you think that those of this castle are the only ones in his employ, then you are terribly mistaken. He owns the entire countryside, this valley, from here, miles to the east. Everyone of import works for him, owes him something.
And what does he want with our dwarven friend?
He simply wishes to speak with him. Your employer has some information that is of importance to him.
Surely a letter could have been written if he only needed a conversation. Why resort to kidnapping several people from the town?
Several people? I'm not sure what you're speaking of.
Was not Ulrich taken prisoner?
We cannot control what Grohl and his minions do. We gave them clear instructions. If they did more than that, well, I'd say they've paid enough of a price for their mistakes.
I'm gonna I'm gonna insight check her.
Yeah, do it. A 14 is enough to really give you the feeling that she's not taking much of this seriously, and is clearly too sort of nonchalant about this to be someone you can trust.
Wow,
You take everything she says with a grain of salt.
she's brave.
She's a drow.
Whoa, I did not know that drows, due to a process of selective breeding that lasted for several generations, make them very attractive.
Oh yeah, most drow are hot.
Oh my gosh. Did not know that.
Yeah, she's well.
They're definitely proud
Here.
and yeah.
That is not a random token. That is actually her character art that is on the page now.
Hands are tight! Sorry, I'm learning about all these races.
Is is your employer interested in the map?
She looks at you, Deebs, and there is a genuine look of surprise on her face.
No, Deebs, no!
Shaking my head.
There's a map?
Oh,
Oh,
God.
son of a bitch!
Now Noro throws deeps.
And I would help Noro throw deep.
I hit my second rage.
Well, perhaps we have the wrong dwarf.
Oh.
Maybe you'd like to come with me and have a conversation with the spider.
I'd love to have a conversation with the black spider. Why don't you bring him here?
I'm gonna call over Daddy Deebs. Relax. It's okay.
Some of you may need to talk to this wench. I need to step away.
Without losing eye contact with Deebs, she just says, "Where did you find this half-blood, dwarf?"
Oh boy.
Oh.
I believe she found us.
Her name's Salmia, not Half-Blood. Watch your tone.
Aw.
Well, clearly this group has the upper hand here. She,
Lunalius was going to move over towards the other door.
as you're moving, she tilts her head to the side and whistles. And then waits. And waits. And waits.
What?
And after
What
about
was
10
the whistle
seconds,
for?
After about 10 seconds, right when you say that, you hear footsteps, and the doors next to Darren are thrown open. A headless drow corpse is thrown into the room, and a blood and gore-covered Madrick stands in the doorway.
Oh!
You fucking called?
Whoa.
He looks around the room. Oh. That's all then. Fuck. There's a pile of dead drow bodies at the front fucking door. And he looks at her. Might be one more in a minute.
Ooh.
You can see he's got a rusted and chipped sword in one hand, a dagger in the other, and he is covered in mostly other people's blood. I think Thaddeus and those other shits are out pissing themselves in the fucking woods.
I'm gonna just do like a slight little wave to Madrick.
Yeah, I see you. He looks at her and looks back at the group. So, you trading up? Found yourself a prettier drow.
Oh, damn.
He takes a step forward. Who the fuck are you? And she just kind of looks at him, takes a couple steps back. No one you need to be concerned with. She just kind of looks back at the rest of you with a look of disdain on her face.
I'll just say, hey, Madrick, I think she's trying to pull a fast one on us. This looks like you interrupted her plans.
As all of this is going on, Deebs and Lunali, you notice Tal has started moving around the room.
Now, does Tal look like Tal to us?
Well, so now that you see him moving, he catches your eye, and no, Deebs and Lunalia, you both see his face is different as well.
Then Lunalia would say something.
All right.
Darren, what happened to Tal?
Tal looks at you, and Darren turns to you, and you hear Tal's voice come out of Darren's mouth and go, "Don't." At that point, Viera looks around the room. She looks at Tal, and she looks at Darren. She looks at Tal and looks at Darren and says, "Tal Renaz, is that you?" Oh, this is too good. You've sided with them? And at that point, Darren's image flickers and shifts. It's Tal. He has his swords, his normal face. Now there are two of him, one that doesn't quite look like him and one that does. And he rushes her.
Oh, shit.
Oh my.
Stop.
Oh, baby.
Stop. No. Oh, no.
No, please. Not that. Oh, stop.
You all thought it'd be Deebs.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
I'm controlling myself.
I'm going to, I gotta do a little shuffling because Tal is as the image flickers and fades. Tal looks like himself. Really wish I could find a way to make this happen faster, but Tell looks like himself, but much darker of skin.
Oh man.
Whoa.
And I'm just going to shove these guys here in the initiative order, since it is Tal that acts first. He rushes forward and attacks her, swinging at her with both scimitars. And I just realized I don't have my iPad with my character sheets up. So bear with me for a second.
Okay, Doc.
So who is Darren now?
You look again, and the Tal that was over here with the weird face is now
Yeah.
Darren.
Oh, shape-shifting business.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Darren had that hat.
Yeah,
so
he's
I
got
bet-
that hat. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, it becomes clear to you all that they can both change their appearance.
As soon as he started to move, Lunali would cast Entangle in the area.
You can't because you did not announce that as a readied action.
Okay.
But you can on your initiative, which will be next. Give me a second here. Oh, come on, where did you go? Oh, I'm fucking stupid. They're printed out right here in front of me.
God, stupid.
It's a T
Yeah.
double ups.
Fucking amateur hour.
Seriously.
Piece of shit DM.
You know I'm the one who has to hear about it when it's over. Thanks, guys.
You really though?
He was talking about you pooping, so
That's true.
That's true, so I deserve it. I deserve every bit of it. There we go. Tal makes 2 attacks with his short sword.
aren't they scimitars?
Actually,
They,
Actually,
yeah, they're the same fucking thing.
Okay.
They're a D6. Ooh. 1 hits. For 17 points of damage.
Yikes.
Oh man, we may not
Okay.
get to know much.
Baby can throw down. Yeah, but she recognized him though, right? So maybe Tal can hook us up.
Yeah, and actually she recognized the name Tal. And he is going to yeah, he's going to bonus action dagger as well. That misses. Well, that sucks. As he lunges in to viciously attack her, a sword materializes in her hand and she defends herself against one of his attacks. He shouts out, "Don't let her get away! She's his brother. He's her brother."
so now can she cast Entangle?
So on your turn, you cast Entangle, and I'll bring in the template for it.
Damn, that's gonna hit everybody.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, before that happens. Yeet.
I don't think it works that way, Hummer.
So
I tried.
Remelia, here we'll give you control of it, and you place it as you wish.
I can't see it. There we go. I'm gonna have to catch Hummer in it.
That's okay. I can get out.
I figured you wouldn't want to move far away from her anyway.
Poor
You're gonna put
Maverick.
magic in it too?
Yes, I intended to catch Madrick in it too. Madrick's a wild card.
It's true. It's true.
No, for sure. Which reminds me of that Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode.
All right, so that is saving throws. We'll do Madrick, Tal, and Viareth. That is a... What's your DC 13?
Yes.
And this is it strength? So Madrick gets a 14. Tal gets a 10.
He fails.
It's restrained, right?
Yes.
And Viareth gets a natural 19 for a 20. Dirty 20.
Yeah, she's good
So,
then.
yeah. Noro? It's
Wouldn't
a
it-
strength saving throw. So I think that's with advantage, but I'm not sure for you. With your... Oh, sorry, you're not raging anymore, right?
No.
Yeah, so it'd just be a strength saving throw. Any...
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Fucking yikes.
Noro's on fire.
Anything else, Linelia?
No, she's just gonna say, everybody just stop for a minute.
Deep's Darkbeard.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we're in a we want this to happen, or do we want to stop it?
Let's just figure out who's lying and why. I hate being lied to.
I mean, I guess if we have a second to like talk, then I would just shout that like Tall warned me that something weird might happen.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if we want to let him continue to attack or...
We don't know why he's attacking,
Yeah.
or who she really is, or who he really is. I say we tie them both up and question them.
Deeb's about 3 seconds away from going Talcum X and killing all the darks in the room.
Talcum X.
Let them kill each other.
I can see now why
Well-
Deeps would be angry.
I'm gonna hold my action. I'm not gonna do anything.
I'm just going to remind you, Deeps, that dwarves were among the most desired slaves by the drow, according to the wiki.
He might not know that, though.
Deebs, are you holding a attack or a spell, or
I'm
are
gonna-
you just not going to do anything?
I'm gonna yell out in Undercommon.
Oh, you can do that?
Everyone, calm down. Try to be intimidating. Stop.
If you want me to, Deebs, on my next turn, which is right after you, I can try to shoulder charge Tal Renaz and get him pushed back 5 feet, and then try to subdue, and then get everything under control.
Well, he's
He's
entangled right
restrained
now.
for right now.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I mean,
right.
I can see him.
So you can grab her.
I would worry more about her.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
grab her and I guess move her over 1 square. Is that what
Yeah.
you want me to do? Like
Yeah.
right here or
So
something?
that's all I'm gonna do on my turn. Poker is just yell that in Undercommon.
Okay, Noro, go.
Right. Athletics check, right?
That is an athletics check to grapple. Yes, sir.
Oh.
Hmm.
Or you grab. Well, yeah, I guess it's still a grapple if you're trying to tug her with you.
Yeah.
That's a 7. She rolls a...
Natural 20.
Wow.
Well.
She rolled a 5.
Oh.
You reach out and grapple her. However, you cannot restrain her until next turn. You basically make another check to try and then restrain her.
Okay.
What that means is her movement speed is now 0, so she can't move. It's the equivalent of like you reach out and grab her by the arm, or or whatever, but she can still attack unhindered. She just can't move.
Okay, so listening to my commander's voice, deeps, noises, etc. I take the command and try to grab her and pin her down. I begin to wrestle, get them to stop fighting.
Don't get me too'd, Noro.
Me too. All right, my turn is over then.
All right. Oh, well, let's see. Fuck it. Darren's going to cast a spell. Darren's going to cast Hold Person.
Daron.
Get him.
Unfortunately, you see him out of the corner of your eye begin to sing a jaunty little tune, and he ends it by clapping both his hands together. Noro, you feel Verith go rigid in your grasp for just a second, and then she just smiles and shakes it off with a natural 14 to save.
Oh. Wait, am I affected by it too since I'm holding her?
No, she was the target.
Oh, I see.
So, because that didn't work, he is going to... Darren is going to inspire you, Noro. He's just going to shout out, "Good job, big man. Hold her down. You got this." You get an inspiration die. That means you can add a d8 to one single check, attack, or save after you make the roll, but before I reveal its success or failure. So let's say on your next turn, if you wanted to make another grapple check to restrain her, you can add a d8 to that if you'd like. You can keep that single d8 and roll it anytime in the next 10 minutes to add to any roll.
So Daron is a bard then, huh?
Is a bard.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh.
He is a College of Swords bard, my favorite kind.
Sweet.
Top of combat, Scribble. Oh, Darren's gonna move over here.
I'm gonna go sit in this chair over here.
Freaking bird.
I'm just gonna sit back and watch.
Feet on the table.
You didn't miss anything, Deebs.
She looks at the top of Viereth's turn. She looks Talernaz in the face and says, "My brother will be so disappointed in you, Tal. You were one of his favorites." She reaches down to the arm that, the hand that holds the sword, and the arm that Noro has grappled, and she touches a ring. There is a flash of purple light, and she disappears.
Shitballs.
Noro, you're left grasping air. Your hand closes, and there's nothing there but just purple smoke that fades away quickly.
And I'm like, dark magic.
Deebs and Solm, you hear. Actually, I suppose it'd be Elvish. So Solm and Lunalia, you hear Talernaz cursing in a very heavily accented dialect of Elvish, and they are curses that you have never heard the likes of before.
Whoa.
He turns around. We almost had her. We almost had her.
We?
Right? We're on the same team? What's going on here?
Madrick just reaches out and puts a hand on his shoulder. You've been drow this whole fucking time?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Huh. Is that it? Are we fucking done? Get out of my house. But you told me I could have this place, right? Well, either go make me dinner or get the fuck out.
As soon as we get our door.
I'm gonna go have a walk around and pick out my favorite place to piss. You best be gone when I get back.
Or what?
He just turns and walks out the door.
Well, like before he leaves, though, Poker, can I call out? Like, do you know where they would keep? Where they would keep prisoners here.
Prisoner? Yeah. There's a lot of this place left.
On his way out the door, he just turns and says, "I just walked in. I guess you can have a look around. Feel free to stay for a while. Fucking stay as long as you want. I don't care.
This fucking guy.
There better be ale in this place."
Thanks, May May.
Lunalia will drop her concentration on Entangle.
And so I'm going to dial back the combat music. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any quiet castle after a fight ambiance. So I'm just going to, I don't know, we'll just throw up... we'll just
You do like forest or something.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Let's do forest at night. Well, let's do Careless Whisper.
Oh, Daddy Deebs,
God forbid
don't.
you get demonetized, Deebs.
Right.
Well, I'm making those fake accounts as fast as I can, but
He didn't mean that, YouTube.
Didn't mean that.
are they listening?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but he's talking about when the VOD goes up later this week.
Yeah. VOD.
I don't think any real people work at that company. I think it's all bots.
Robots.
Robots.
Robot.
Oh, God.
She'll be here.
Tal still has his swords out. He takes a couple steps back and looks at you all. I suppose I should probably make her go away. Just looks around the room and says, that didn't go well. I'm in a lot of trouble.
By who?
Who do you think?
Well, not her brother.
Oh, exactly her brother.
Where's Gundren?
And who the hell are you?
My name is Talranaz. I am an agent of Nesnar the Black Spider.
But she said she worked for the Black Spider too.
The Earth is his sister. She does not tell many who she is. And she is a terrible, terrible person. I was hoping to make it look like she died in the assault here. When Madrick appeared, I thought, well, I thought we had a chance. I didn't know she would disappear like that. I didn't know she was capable. He must have taught her how.
Obvious to us, Poker, that she reached the ring, or would any of us have seen that?
Yeah, no, it was pretty obvious. She reached down and put one hand on a large ring that covered 2 fingers on her sword hand and disappeared. Dark knows what it is.
I do?
Yeah.
It's a ring of not there anymore.
It's a ring of spell storing.
Well, Nora just says he doesn't like cheaters.
I don't care for liars myself.
Tal looks at you and says, I suppose that's fair. You're not going to kill me then?
Okay. At that, I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna put my hand on Deeb's shoulder and be like, Daddy Deebs, come on.
Darren from the back of the room speaks up and says, you should really listen to him. He's got an interesting story. He convinced me, at least to get this far.
Well, I'm not.
Now that you get a good look at him, Tal looks exactly the same as he did before, just the wrong color.
Wrong?
Well,
Racist.
color. Wrong, right, Deebs? Right?
I can hear the deep sound in my ear.
His other than the color of his skin and the color of his eyes, everything else about him is virtually the same. And it begins to sink in that the ruse was necessary so that she would not recognize him. And in addition, so he could get that much closer to her. Tal sheathes his sword slowly and says, we should find your friend. I think it's more important that we make sure he's safe before we talk this out. Yes? I won't go anywhere.
Noro was about to say, I'm not here for him. I'm here for Gundren. I'm going to go look for him.
Yep.
And Darren speaks up and says, it's all right. I'll watch him. He won't go anywhere.
I'm going to stay and hang out with Darren and Tal.
Yeah, Darren says, we have an understanding. One reached roughly. And for the first time, now that tensions have died down and you're a little more aware of what's going on, you can see Darren's got a pretty heavy limp and there is blood trickling down his leg from beneath his jacket.
Oh.
I'm fine. Go find your friend.
He be lying, bro.
Do we want to maybe split up? Solm stays here with Tal and Darren, and then the rest of us four go to each and have a look.
I think Scribble fell asleep back there in that chair.
It's comfortable.
Yeah.
And is it clear? So we should ask Tal where they've been. Or Darren.
Tal says, we've checked the second floor. We came in through the rooftop, and other than a bugbear and several goblins, it was clear.
Oh. Sorry, go ahead.
That's not to say there aren't things of value there you might be interested in, but certainly no dwarf.
Carlo was in the previous room up on the balcony. I wonder what he's seen.
There's you hear the sounds of feet pattering on stone, and the little halfling rogue slides into the doorway. Hello? Yeah. I can take you to him. He's locked. He's locked in the tower, southwest, ground floor.
Sweet.
I didn't want to try and. He's hurt bad. I didn't want to try and sneak him out. It's Well, it was dangerous. Figured
I
I'd
have
keep
some
him there
healing
and
left,
come
so
find you.
take us to him.
Right. Give me just a second here, and I will find his. There we go. We'll find his token and put him on the map just for giggles and grins. And I will do a little bit of fast forwarding here because the castle is basically clear.
Ta-da!
So you said the southwest tower?
Mm-hmm. I think you'll see him.
Yes.
There he is.
Hey, Poker, just something quick before that scene takes place. I'm gonna put and after they've left, I'm gonna put my arm on Tal's arm and just say I'm really sorry, and like a sympathetic I'm sure he's in a lot of shit.
Sorry for what? You didn't do anything.
Just sorry that it looks like you weren't able to complete your mission.
Oh, well, killing her wasn't exactly my mission. It was personal.
I understand.
I don't think Nesnar will see it like that.
And I'll just say it. Well, I'm here for you, even if the rest might judge you.
Right. So the others, you find Gundren. He is chained to the wall in the southwest tower, where let's find Carlo and move him there to you as well, where Carlo leads you. Carlo says, "I found him right away, but I don't think I could get him out through the bars, so I thought to leave him here. Also, he's chained up, but I think I can fix that." He gets.
And you say he looks like he's in rough shape?
He looks in rough shape. I have him at 1 hit point. He is bruised and beaten. There are deep wounds made with some sort of horrible hooked implement. As you look around the room, you can see several rusted iron tools, for lack of a better word.
Okay, Lunalia's going to pump some cure wounds into him.
Okay. Cure light.
No.
The old Deeb special.
Yeah. No, he is not getting a Deeb special. Lunalia's not into that. That's a 6. Not much, but it'll take him off death's door.
His eyes flutter open. He looks around. He sees you, Lunalia. He looks up and sees Noro and Deebs. Dwarf. Big man. Ow, my head. Didn't think. Glad to see you. Oh. Where's Ulrich? Is Ulrich here?
He's outside.
He's okay?
From what we could tell, he's checking in on the others that seem to be wounded.
Aye. Help me up, would you? Right about then, Carlo pops the lock on his shackles, and they drop to the ground. Who are you? He looks up at Lunalia.
Oh, I'm no one. I'm just here to help Deebs and the others. My name is Lunalia.
I'm in your debt. Gundren and Rockseeker at your service. Well, at least I will be when I'm not half dead. All
Medical
right.
grade ale.
I think there's some ale here. But you're gonna have to carry me there on account of, ow. You notice, Scribble, that Carlo just casually steps out of the room and wanders off.
I'll follow Carlo.
Okay. At this point, I'm not really going to use the map to move people around or anything. We can use it if you want to point where you want to go. Feel free to move your tokens yourself if you'd like to. To expedite things, there are a few things that you can do and a few things that'll happen. Madrick is having a stroll around the castle, checking things out. He doesn't seem to be, any of you who run into him, he doesn't seem to be tossing the place looking for things. He's more checking rooms and checking out his new place.
Right.
Carlo is pretty nimble of foot and gets ahead of you a bit, Scribble, but you manage to keep him in eye shot, and he is tossing the place, looking for a coin, looking for valuables, looking for whatever he can find. If you wanted to do the same, now would be the time.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
So go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Oh, it's not good.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That is good.
Whoa.
This is a contested roll against
All
Carlo.
the frogs.
And
Oh,
Carlo
shit.
Carlo gets a 16.
I'll get it.
Nice.
Scribble. You find, with your 18, as you make your way upstairs, you find a large bed chamber with a fireplace in it. The fire has burnt down to coals. The room is very dimly lit, and as you make your way around the room, you find a sack, a stitched leather sack, tucked away in a little cubby in the wall, that is covered sort of partially by the leg of a bed. But you see a dark spot and you reach in there and you pull this leather sack out. In it, you find 500 gold in platinum pieces, and 3 potions of healing.
Nice.
Ballin'.
In addition, as you move throughout the area, you find a golden statuette of a sun elf wearing a crown of crystal shards.
Oh, nice.
And finally, in a small chest that it looks like one of the bugbears had tucked away, you find 3 religious artifacts that look like they were maybe here from before the bugbears and goblins moved in. A ceremonial chalice, knife, and censer, each worth a fair amount, covered in gold, silver, and studded with gems.
He's rolling in the dough this time.
So
Wow.
I'm just gonna take a quick minute. And are you taking all of this stuff, or are you gonna leave any of it? Remember that part of the deal was that the Red Brands would get a share of the loot.
Mama, we made it.
Yeah, I'll take it all with me.
Tell the Red Brands the rest of it is somewhere in there.
Are you hiding it? There are. I mean, there's other stuff too. There are a couple of weapon racks, and there are some dead bodies that you could search as well, or you could just kind of leave all that stuff as a decoy for them.
On the weapon racks, is there anything that looks like fancy or anything?
No, most of it is. Sorry. Yes, you find a fine quality longsword. It looks to be very well made, and a large sack with chainmail armor in it that you would remember Ulrich wearing when you first met him.
I'm gonna grab those two. We'll return them to Ulrich.
Okay.
Lunalia is headed out back. She wants to put her ear to that door in the courtyard area out back and listen.
Okay.
Go ahead, Deeps.
Okay. Right out in the main foyer. Lunalia, you go out and put your ear against the door. Noro, I'm guessing by where you moved your token to, you're going for that sword.
Yes, but I don't know if I should take it.
Because
It wasn't earned in a fair fight.
that's up to you.
But I'm just saying, like, Noro's having conflict, but I'm going to pick up the sword and take
Okay.
it.
Lunalia, you go out and put your ear against the locked door again. The body of the bugbear lying nearby, keys clearly on its belt. And you hear that same large creature inside, restless. It hears you approach, and you can hear it battering against the door. A strange mix of screeches and grunts and growls.
Oh man, she really want to open that door.
You could open that door if you want.
It's locked.
Make a perception check as you listen.
Perception, okay.
I will give you advantage because you have proficiency in survival, right?
Yes. I could. Now. So 22.
Yeah, waste those good rolls. Yeah. Based on the sound of its feet on the ground as it sort of rises up and smacks down against the ground, it's large. It's quadrupedal. You think it could be something like a bear, but it sounds wrong to be a bear. There's a weird avian screech in its vocalizations.
Are there any windows higher up on that building?
There are not.
Okay. Then then she's gonna go back inside and find Noro.
All right. You go back in and you find Noro staring at the charred remains of King Groll. A sword laying there on the ground, gleaming. Just a soft red glow coming from it.
Noro, what are you doing?
Angry.
About what?
What Deeps did.
You'll have to be more specific. Which time?
Which time? Probably the best line in this video today.
What has Deeps done?
Wasn't a fair fight. In my tribe, we fight fair, and we're supposed to allow the opponent have an opportunity to attack and fight back. That's why I didn't finish him. And I turned around instead and fought the wolf. But I got a bone to pick with him. So I'm going to pick up this sword, and I'm going to go right to Deeb's right now.
Well, maybe before you could do that, you could come and help me outside. There's something in that building out back, and I'd really like to get a look at what it is. But recent history has told me that I should maybe not do this alone.
All right. You've helped me many a times.
So let's move outside, step by step, as Noro likes to do, across the map.
Are you using arrow keys?
You can do that?
Oh, you
Yeah,
fucking
that's what I do.
goober.
Oh,
He's using arrow keys. I love it.
I didn't know.
You
I
ran
watched
with
him doing it here.
It's like I'm playing Secret of the Silver Blades back in 1998 again.
You left me behind you. How are you skipping across the screen like that?
Very long legs.
Just kidding.
So she's going to listen at the door once more.
Hmm.
She's going to have a really good look at the lock. Like, is it a complex lock? Is it just a padlock? Is it...
The only thing that is notable about the lock or the door is that they are heavily reinforced, such that something of decent size would not be able to break through.
She is just going to start a stream of consciousness conversation with whatever is on the inside, just so that it can hear that she's talking to it. She doesn't know if it's intelligent. She doesn't know what it is.
Mhm.
And just say, we're going to open this door and get a look at you. Please don't come charging at us. We are only trying to find out who or what is in this building. And then she will attempt to open the door.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Using the small ring of keys that you find, well, it's actually quite a large ring with a few keys on it. You try 3 different keys. The third one fits, and as you turn it, it clicks. You go to push the door inwards, and it gets pushed back against the frame heavily. You hear it as the creature batters the inside of the door.
I need you to step back so we can open the door. Do you understand me? And then she'll maybe get Noro to help her push the door in.
Noro, do you help her?
I'm kind of scared the fact that I'm already in a graveyard. So my mind is like going against one of my flaws, which is being around or near the graveyard, and the fact that this building is here and there's something on the other side acting weird, but at the same time, Noro remembers how much Lunalia has been helped, or has helped Noro, and so Noro's gonna help her.
Okay. The two of you give it a few seconds. You wait till the beast on the other side of the door quiets down. And you give the door a push, and this time the door swings open. And I need you to roll initiative, because on the other side of the door is a massive, hulking,
Oh my gosh!
angry owlbear
Ah,
inside the door.
Fucking dumbasses.
That thing looks so fucking derpy to be like angry the way you described it.
Oh my god. I'm starting to look at this as a druid problem. It's not a barbarian problem.
Here I'll post a full size body shot in the Discord just for fun. I love owlbears. They're such a garbage pile of shit old school D&D monster that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
He's a
Mhm.
thick boy.
The owlbear's reputation for ferocity, aggression, stubbornness, and sheer ill temper makes it one of the most feared predators of the wild.
Oh my god. So there is
Looks
no.
more like a gorilla.
Donkey
Old
Kong.
school kin with no magic.
Let's get you guys to. We got a 6 for initiative for Lunalia, and actually, here I'm just gonna reload combat.
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Well, we can drag their corpses back to town, I guess.
You can run away. I know Noro doesn't like that, but
We just leave him right there in Magic's graveyard.
And we got Lunalia, and we got Noro, and then we'll fix your numbers. Lunalia got a 6, and Noro got a 9.
Can imagine Magic like taking a piss and he sees this happening. Like what the fuck?
Nora, what's your dex? Is it here? You know what?
Amazing.
It's +2. It's all right.
I don't know. It's a good question.
You've got first round, Noro. You're first up. This massive, hulking, feathered, furred, weird combination of an owl and a bear.
Okay.
Massive inside this small space is staring at you, shrieking and pawing at the ground. It looks like it's about to charge.
Does it even fit through the doorway?
It can squeeze through the doorway, but given its bulk, it will probably slow it down considerably.
Let's get out of here, Linalia. I don't want to run, but I don't know what it is. So Noro's seen a lot of things, but none of this stuff. I only heard my dirt benders talk about it, but I understand it's like 5 men in one, so it's not a fair fight.
Maybe
So
you can
rules-
shut the door.
Rules on squeezing through a smaller space. A creature can squeeze through a space that is large enough for a creature one size smaller than it. So a large creature can squeeze through a passage that's only 5 feet wide. While squeezing through a space, a creature must spend 1 extra foot for every foot it moves there, and it has disadvantage on attack rolls and dex saving throws. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage while it's in the smaller space. A door, I mean, you know, the doorway it's squeezing through is the wall is not thick, and so it really doesn't cost it much movement to squeeze through it. I would say just for, you know, to make it simple, it will cost half of its movement to squeeze through, and you know, if it attacks you through the door, it's going to have disadvantage on attacks.
Lunali's going to back up. Oh, I guess it's not her turn though, so never mind.
Yeah, I kind of like look at Linalia like we gotta go.
And I will remind you guys that, you know, behind you is a walled-in courtyard
Yes.
that has a door that can be shut. You're not sure if it can be locked, but there is at least a door that can be shut.
Then we got to make it to the double doors over here.
So,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I'm running.
Okay.
My dirt benders have told me about this. So if I turn into a sprint, my move doubles. Is that correct?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh my gosh. Wait. It's not Linalia's turn next.
Ooh.
I'll be
Can
fine.
you shut the door?
I don't want to shut the
You
No,
can
I'm
try
not.
to pull
But
the
it's
door
it's
shut.
not your turn though. Can Noro shut the door?
Yeah, can I poker or did it swing like
so good
in?
if you shut it.
No, the owlbear is back a few feet. You can try and grab the door and just pull it shut real quick. Sure.
You said can try. Oh
Well, I
my
mean,
god.
to do that, you have to lean into the room and grab the door and pull it shut. Yeah. You have to get within 5 feet of the owlbear to do that.
Within attack range?
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I'd rather drag that owlbear all the way back to the party.
Okay.
I just look at Linalia and I'm just gonna give her that look like I gotta go.
Have fun tanking.
But I'm waiting for Linalia to give me the okay. Is it okay?
She'll nod her head. Let's go.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and move yourself, Noro. It is the owlbear's turn. Linalia, the owlbear lunges for the doorway, filling it, tries to squeeze through, and it takes a swipe at you as it does, with disadvantage on its first attack. That's a natural 1 and a natural 3, and with its second attack, it snaps at you with its beak, rolling double 18s. That is a 25 to hit.
Oh my god. Disadvantage though, right?
Yeah, I
You were
rolled
saying?
18 twice.
So it
No,
hits.
I feel bad.
It bites deeply into you for 14 points of damage with its massive beak. And that is its turn. It squeezes out and is pretty much right on top of you.
No, that's attack of opportunity now.
And it's your turn.
Okay. I am going to cast Tangle.
Oh my gosh.
It probably has high strength, so I don't know if it's going to work.
Give me a second. I will give you control. You now have control, and I will move it to the back layer. Go ahead and put it where you want.
That.
It makes its save with a 9 plus 5, 14.
That's one too many. Okay.
Yep.
And then she is going to move.
To what? Sorry, I missed that.
She's going to move.
Okay.
She's going to move. What is my movement? 30 feet.
You are very lucky.
Why?
Because I rolled a natural 3 to hit you with its attack of opportunity.
So yeah, she's going to move there.
Oh wow.
It takes a swipe at you with one massive clawed paw, and you feel its claws just scratch at your back as you get out of its range.
I've used my action. I've used my movement. I don't think I can use my bonus action for anything. Let me just double check.
Nora, what are you going to do next?
Slam the door.
Wait till I
I'm gonna charge into the next room. Yell. Like owlbear coming our way. It just squeezed out of the tower. Linalia's behind me. We need to secure this area before it gets here.
I mean, as she's gotten away from it now, she's going to turn back and yell at it. You're free now! Go over the wall! Get out of here before somebody shoots you full of arrows!
Yes, I remember her affinity for animals.
Well, she doesn't like anything to be locked up. Obviously, if you're a criminal, that's one thing.
All
But
right,
wild beast, she
if
doesn't like it.
if the rest of you guys are joining me, if Solmia, if you're joining combat here,
No. I'm
Okay.
gonna be like Noro, Darren, and Tal. Maybe you guys can lift that table and block the door after Lunalia comes in.
Tal's gonna. Sorry, Darren's gonna hop into the other room to see what's going on at least. It's Lunalia's turn. Noro took his turn. It's now the owlbear's turn. Remind me, moving through that entangle is it's difficult terrain, right?
Yes.
The owlbear rushes at you. What we got there? That's 30 feet of movement to there, and yeah, it can get to you.
Oh my god!
40 feet of movement. It plows right through the roots and vines that have come up out of the ground and made this difficult patch of difficult terrain. It just plows straight through it with sheer force and runs up to you, attacking you again with a bite.
Uh-oh.
That's a natural 3. And a claw, that is a 22.
Will hit.
No.
Heels ready, Deebs.
That is a total of 10 points of slashing damage as its claw rakes across your chest.
I am down.
No!
On your turn, I need you to make a death saving throw.
Where
On the
is it?
Next turn?
This is my turn. I
It's
haven't.
your turn now.
Oh no.
Where?
All kinds of confliction.
I don't see it on D&D Beyond. Where am I looking?
I don't know. Somewhere.
You're the last one to get knocked to 0. Do you remember where it is?
How you do the death saving throw?
Yeah.
It should appear like on your character sheet.
Isn't it just con?
Yeah, when you go to 0, you're Lunalia, I just refreshed your character sheet and I can see pips for failure and successes there. If you click on that,
Oh, there we go.
yeah, you should see the. I don't know if there's a way to roll it from there,
there
but
is.
there's a place to track it from there.
I rolled
Ooh,
it.
That's a fail.
Just FYI, if that thing hits me while I'm already down, next hit, I am gone for good.
Well, this thing's likely going to wipe the party, though, so I don't know what else to
Dead
do
and run
here.
away.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely can't take this thing.
None of us know this.
So Mia knows it.
I'm hoping your boyfriend is a higher level than he's letting on.
On Darren's turn, you're lucky who rolled a 25 on initiative. He comes sliding down the stairs, rapier at the ready, sees you down, drops down to one knee, casts Cure Wounds. I have to roll this manually because I don't have a... In fact, I have to look up the spell because I don't have a character sheet for him. I think it's a D...
Cure Wounds. It's a D8.
Yeah, plus his spellcasting ability modifier, which I think is a +6. It is. Oh, that's great. I closed my dice roller. Fantastic.
You don't need those.
You are immediately healed for a total of 8 hit points. And he starts yelling at this thing and waving his rapier around. As a bonus action, Oh, well, he doesn't have a bonus action. So that's his turn. Now he's fighting it. Noro, what are you doing?
So Darren heard what I said and he charged out there?
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure to save Lunalia.
Well, I mean, to see what's going, to go help. Knowing that the two of you went out there and only seeing one of you come back. You can't line of sight it. You have to, if you click and drag, and as you're dragging, you right click, it'll actually set movement waypoints for you and measure it. You don't have to use the measuring tool for it.
You shouldn't have taught me that.
One square at a time.
You can go from 15 to diagonally.
So yeah, you could reach it if you dashed. You wouldn't have an action left, but you could get out there and then you could bonus action rage if you wanted to, or bonus action make your new sword glow.
Well, can I scream at Noro, like, go pick up Lunalia and bring her in? Like, he screamed it was an owlbear, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll say you don't have a chance. Go get her and bring her inside.
All right, I dash.
Yeah, like I'd have to go look to see if owlbears are found in the mountains, but I can't imagine that Solmia wouldn't know what an owlbear is.
No, she would 100% know.
Everybody knows what an owlbear is.
Yeah.
I mean, they're basically in D&D. They're as prevalent as grizzly bears. I've never seen a grizzly bear. I sure as shit know what one is.
Yep.
Of course, I also have a TV, and you guys don't in D&D.
Well,
Good.
Good boy Sasha would have told me.
Entangle is a concentration spell, so that's gone.
It's gone.
So Noro, you rush down the stairs as well, and you see Darren. He's got his rapier up in one hand. He's just taken a hand off of Lunalia. She's just starting to get back off the ground as you show up. It is the owlbear's turn, and we're going to make a roll to see who it decides to. Oh yeah, obviously it's going after Darren. You heard that likely from the other room. Last turn, if you spent your turn moving, put yourself where you're at and throw yourself on the initiative order. Remember to select your token before you roll initiative. Scribble, same with you.
Noro looks surprised that Lunalia is all banged up. I thought she was behind me. And I'm gonna yell at her.
My legs aren't quite as long as I let on.
I'm yelling at her. I thought you were fine.
You wouldn't have left if I said otherwise.
The
So you said we
owlbear.
would start at the beginning of the room?
You can basically you get a full turn of movement to get there. Plus you enter combat as soon as you roll initiative. So yeah. Go ahead and give yourself the two turns. Just give yourself 2 turns. From the time you heard Noro yell, it's been a full round. So you would have had the rest of that round plus one more round. So you could get to however far. Like if you're a full out run, you could make it 60 feet, which puts you probably at the door there.
Which door? Where? Like over by where Noro is, or where we are?
Yeah, by where Noro is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like Scribble, I saw you somewhere around there, right?
Yeah.
And Deebs, you were here. There's no way that's more than 60 feet to that door. So, and I will fix the initiative order right now.
Question, Poker.
So, yes.
If we manage to make it to the spiral staircase, would it be able to fit through there?
Yes.
Considering the dire wolf was bigger?
Yeah, no, it and the dire wolf are roughly the same size. It would take some time for it to move through there, but it could definitely get through there. Yes. I mean,
That's why we should pick that table up.
yeah, you could also
put it against
go
the door.
behind a door. You know, you could also get behind any door in the place, and you know, with all of you barring the door, it wouldn't get past you.
If we just go into the door where Deebs and Scribble are, and we all lean up against it, it will.
Yeah. Lunalia, it is your turn.
Okay.
Fuck balls. I mean, poopy nuts. She's going to wild shape into what is most helpful.
Solmi, are you getting in on the initiative order?
No, I'm like screaming at these guys to fucking come inside.
She. How
Kakarot,
wide is that door? What's the door beside Deebs?
It's a 5 foot wide door.
5 foot wide, no problem. How tall is it?
You know, 4 to 5 feet wide. It's a normal size door. It is a 5 foot wide, 9 foot tall door.
Everything I can turn into is medium sized. That's not a problem. She's going to turn into a horse.
A horse?
on stairs.
And just before she does that, she's going to yell at Darren to grab on.
Riding horse or
A riding horse.
draft horse? Okay.
Horse is too big.
A draft horse?
Yeah, I don't know. I have
A draft horse.
token for her.
Oh, draft. I thought giraffe.
Horse.
Oh, no, you're riding. Oh,
You are a
look at
riding
that.
horse with 13 hit points.
Yep.
I'll just move your token off to the side here. You should have control over that token. Cool. Are you moving?
Yes.
And where are you going?
I can't move until Darren's grabbed on.
Okay, so you're going to hold your. We'll say you hold your movement to move once he grabs on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It is his turn, top of combat. Sure. He makes a athletics check to grab onto you with a natural 19 and deftly climbs up atop you. And you are moving where?
I am moving. I'm going to come up those stairs and barreling through that door.
I'm gonna make him make a. You know what? I'm gonna have you a horse on stairs, turning around in a tight space and getting past Noro. Give me a.
I will not do that. I will run directly away off of the stairs, with Aaron on my back.
Gotcha. Then the owlbear is gonna take a swipe at you. Natural 3. So go ahead and move yourself, and I'll move Darren to match.
She's going to move. Her movement is 60 feet now. Hopefully this will give Noro enough time to get in the house. There's like no place far enough to go. Just gonna go 30 feet.
You guys really need to learn how to use the measuring tool that's built into movement. It's so much easier than switching back and forth. All right. That's your turn. Darren is boy. Darren is there with you. On his turn, you've taken him out of combat, so he is. He just yells, "Where are we going? What's the point of this?"
Why didn't you run into the castle?
Because Poker told me I couldn't.
I didn't tell you you couldn't. You interrupted me. I was about to tell you you need to make a dexterity check to get up those stairs.
It would have. If I failed, though, we both would have been in trouble. So I just decided to run away.
And he would have had to make a check to hang on. Let's see. He is going to. Looking up a spell here.
Hungry? Can I throw it a Snickers bar or something?
He is. You hear Darren start whistling a tune, and as he does, the whistle takes on an odd ethereal echo to it. A massive 20-foot cube, a massive stone giant appears. I don't have a token for one, but a massive stone giant appears, Noro, just to your left and sort of off the stairs here, 20 feet tall, and it just turns and it's got a big club in its hand and boom, bashes the ground with the club. The image appears at a spot you can see within range, lasts for the duration. Completely real, including sound, smells, and temperature appropriate to the thing depicted. So an illusory image of a massive stone giant, complete with sound and smell, appears just to your left, Noro.
I am mega confused.
And you hear Darren shout, "Get inside!"
Oh, well, thank God. Wasn't sure what.
That is his turn. Major image.
Hey, Poker.
Mm-hmm.
So, actually, now I'm thinking about it, I think I would have asked Tall to help me carry that table.
Yeah, I put him in
not really
order,
combat, but
I figured he would hang with you and help you with that for sure.
Cool.
If you want to make a strength check, I will have him make a strength check, or you can make one with an advantage.
Sure.
The noodle arm trying to move out. Okay.
While you're yelling for the others to get back in here and help me move this table apart.
Yeah, exactly. You fucking strong boys help me. Oh yeah, look at that. I fall on my fucking face.
God.
Break my arms trying to lift it.
Oh, you know what? Here, I did find a stone giant. Here, let's put him in there. And he is a large creature. Spin him around like that. Cool.
I'm gonna scream, Deeves, make yourself useful and help me lift this fucking thing.
Dude, you strained a bicep? You did.
Oh, I definitely tore a muscle there.
I just saw your roll 0.
That's
here, you know what? Let's do Tal's roll just for fun. I'll do it here. That is a 14. So the two of you managed to kind of lift the table. I mean,
Let's be real.
It's a 17 foot long table. It's a massive table. You managed to get it a couple inches off the ground on one side and kind of start to rock it. But it's definitely him doing all the work.
Right.
And it's Scribble and Deeb's turn. Scribble first.
So that's an illusion?
I mean, you watched Tal whistle a tune, and this thing sort of shimmered to life. It looks and sounds very real, but either a stone giant appeared out of nowhere, or it's an illusion.
Well, I mean, like, could it be a summon? Is what I'm wondering.
You could make an Arcana check if you're not sure.
Are you
All
referring to the owlbear?
No, the stone giant.
Oh, the stone guy. Okay.
All right. Well, I rolled a 9, but it didn't go over.
You're not entirely sure what just happened, but it's magic of some sort. And it, by the way, it is facing the owlbear and trying to get the owlbear's attention. I've already made the rolls, but I'm waiting for the owlbear's turn to make it react.
Okay. Well, I'll step back for just a step, because I would have heard Darren say get inside, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. And then I'll just wait and see what happens.
Okay, Deebs.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for that owlbear to move away from those stairs, and I'm gonna run right inside.
Yeah, so for your information, the stairs at this point are about 10 feet off the ground. So, between you and Darren, you guys could, probably with a couple of good athletics checks, help each other climb up the side there. Or you could run up over to here where it's about 6 feet off the ground and have a better shot at climbing up. You definitely don't have to go around to the foot of the stairs.
My plan is to. The only reason I'm a horse is to stay away from the owlbear. Owlbear's distracted by that thing, or it moves away to attack that thing. We will run around till we get to the stairs. I'll drop Forn and we'll run inside.
Okay, Noro. Well, sorry, Deeps. Were you doing something or? Yeah.
I'm screaming at you that I need your help to lift this table.
They've moved it 6 inches since you've been gone.
Yeah, you can.
I don't even think we've lifted it.
You can make a strength check to help them out. You can even make it an athletics check if you want. Oh boy.
We need fucking Noro.
Speak of the devil, it is Noro's turn. Noro, you are more than from the owlbear. You could run away from it without it hitting you, if you so wanted.
I could go down a legend if I tried fighting it.
You could.
Sure could.
You got that new sword.
I don't know. He hasn't really said if he's using it or not yet.
I can't.
Why not?
I have to yell at Deeps first.
Okay.
So I'm going to charge and trust what Darren said to go inside, and I'm a little bit more at ease. So, yeah.
Are you able to make it to the table or no?
Oh, yeah, I'm sprinting.
Okay.
Tell by his movement, he's sprinting.
I just needed to make a little sound every time he moves. Deep.
Somebody needed help.
Unfortunately, that was also your action, so you can't.
Yeah, you're right. I double sprinted. Yeah.
On the owlbear's turn, it shrieks and starts to back away.
Oh!
On Tal's turn, he makes another attempt to help. You guys are all pushing on the table. Natural one.
He's
He doubles over in pain as he clearly pulls something. Lunalia, your turn.
She's going to move to the stairs. Now that thing is far enough away, she's going to.
And as she does that, Darren's held action makes the apparition stride closer to the owlbear.
She's going to move to the stairs. She's going to drop her form.
And Dayron falls off.
Yeah, he rolls a natural 2 and falls on the ground and takes a d6 of damage, 2 points of bludgeoning damage as he hits the ground. And are you ascending the stairs?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and. Sorry.
I wouldn't get inside. I'd only get there.
Okay, get rid of that and put you there. Luckily, Darren's turn is next, and he 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 gets up to here, and he just says, I'll cover you, just get inside. I have to stay here and keep this thing cornered. Get them to bar the door.
I will. Don't kill it.
I don't think I need to worry about that. Scribble Deebs. Okay. So, Scribble, are you doing anything or are you waiting?
So where are you trying to take the table to? Like the doorway here, or
the doorway there,
to the room?
The doorway where you're at, so that it like can't get inside the castle. Like here. So like if there's 6 of us attempting to lift it,
Yeah,
I mean,
you guys will lift the
do
table.
we just get to do it? So Scribble, come and frickin' help us.
Over an 11.
All right.
Sorry, I just realized I didn't move Tal over there. With all of you guys working to move the table, you managed it off the ground and turn it and start to move it through the door. It's slow moving. It's going to take you. Let's just see. I'll use Tal here and go. That's 25, 30. So it's 45 feet to the door. It will take you. You can move it 15 feet, 15, 30. It'll take you 3 turns to get it there. And so I'm just going to skip to Lunalia and Darren again. Darren's watching around the corner, and he's got the stone giant standing there menacingly, shouting at the owlbear and beating the ground with its club as the owlbear backs into the corner. What are you doing?
Moving inside the door.
Okay. You can see the others now are, just coming through the doorway with the table, the large.
As soon as Darren, she'll shut the door behind him and get him to help her just lean up against it till we can get the table in place.
Okay, give me just a second here. I'm just going to look at that spell. I don't think he needs to maintain eye contact, but I don't think he can control it once he loses. It's a 10-minute duration. A spot that you can see within range lasts for the duration. As long as you're within range, you can use your action to cause the image to move to any other spot within range. Yeah, it does not say that he has to see it. Cool. Okay. He comes inside with you and helps you hold the door shut. I will fast forward this a couple of turns. You guys get the table into place. You bar the door. Just in grins. I'm going to actually even draw a table. Yeah, it's about right like that. Oh, let's make it colored too. Something about like that. There you go.
Nice.
And we'll just disappear the table there.
Nice.
Yeah, so once the table's in place, she's going to sit down on the ground with a grin on her face and say that went better than I expected.
You got new tattoos too. I mean, flesh wounds that scarred up.
I've got tons of scars. These are nothing new. They'll heal.
I think you should all watch her. She's a little crazy. What the hell is wrong with you, woman?
These should be caged. Not
I'm
even
saying-
dangerous.
Noro's saying the same thing. It pretty much killed you, and you're saying don't kill it. I'm just confused.
That if I was caged, you guys would do everything in your power to free me.
Well, look, it's a matter of time before my illusion drops, or it figures out that it is an illusion. Hopefully this table holds. It seems heavy enough. Maybe we can find a few other things and stack them up here.
That's a great idea. Owlbears are not to be trifled with.
Yeah, no
Noro-
kidding.
In Noro's curiosity, he asked Dayron, how did he know to use a stone giant?
I thought of the biggest thing I've seen within reason.
I see.
Why do you ask?
I was just surprised at how quickly it ran away.
Wouldn't
So
you?
I don't know if it was because it was a stone giant or the fact that it was really large. I
don't know. It was a gamble, and I'm glad it worked.
Thank you. You saved us.
I did a thing. I wouldn't say saved you.
I just not.
So, with the owlbear, somewhat securely locked in the backyard, by this time, you all turn around and you see Thaddeus walk through the doorway.
Uh-oh.
So, we're done, yeah? That's it? We can loot the place?
We can't send him out.
I'm gonna say Deebs is just kidding, Thaddeus. Yeah, go for it. But beware,
looks
Magic
over-
is prowling around.
Right, I already ran into him once. He seems happy enough with this place. He left me alone. I guess that's better than I could hope for. Right, well, you should check with your man, Ulrich. And he turns and starts strolling around, looking at things, kicking boxes, opening barrel lids, and disappears into a side room. You hear his voice. Right. Ale. This is good. Boys, we're drinking tonight. You eventually find Ulrich. He is just outside. He has with him Kingston, the large, dark-skinned man, and Harold. And he turns and looks at all of you, and he says, "The others didn't make it. James fell in the first combat with the hobgoblins, and Elle in the last fight. Kingston took her to safety, but she was already gone."
What of Bootless Jim?
Yes, James. He fought valiantly, but, well, he was young and inexperienced, and I shouldn't have taken him in with me.
The ones with Thaddeus, they were fine. It seems to me they probably didn't see any combat.
Yeah, well, I should have taken more of them with me, I suppose. I thought they'd be useful where they were, but I perhaps trusted them too much. Is it done? Are we? Did you find Gundren?
Yes. He's resting inside. Just a note, you might not want to stay outside on the grounds. There is an owl bear in the back courtyard who probably won't remain there forever.
That's good to know. Are we camping here tonight? It's quite late.
Yes, but inside, not out.
Right.
That owl bear is now Madric's problem.
Right, well, I'll see you inside. We'll say some words about the dead here and see that they're buried proper. I have to find James. We left him where he fell. We'll meet you in a while. Scribble, did you go out to see him too, or?
Yeah, I was going out with him.
Well, he would definitely notice you carrying his gear. I imagine it like if you carried it with you or had the sword, the sword on its belt slung over your back, he would recognize it.
Yeah, and say, I believe these are your things.
You found my sword. I misjudged you. I'm sorry for that. It's a fine thing you've done returning this to me. It was a gift from the Lord's Council upon my retirement. He unsheathes it part of the way, and you see a thin fog begin to drift off the blade as a rime of frost coats it.
Ooh,
He
nice.
slides it back in the sheath and slings it over his back. It's good to have it back.
And then I'll ask him for Madric's sword back.
Sorry, what was that? You're asking for Madric's sword back?
Yeah.
Yeah, he immediately hands it to you and says, it served me well in the fight, but I have no need for it anymore. This is, of course, yours. Thank you. Thank you, Scribble.
Only returning what was yours.
I will remind you that these brave souls fought well, and they should be rewarded. I will make sure that I find them some payment when we get back to town if they wish to come back with me. But whatever loot you find, you should make sure they get paid their fair due. I'll leave that up to you. Since you've proven yourself so honorable, Scribble, I would hope that you can go a step further and make sure they're compensated. Scribble's like, that's it, you're on my stab list now, buddy. Right.
No, I'm just going to toss him the sack of gold and tell him that he should pay who he sees fit.
He takes it from you and says, you are full of surprises, my feathered friend. I will... All of it, or a fair share? This is quite a lot. Never mind. I'll make sure. I'll make sure they're taken care of. I'll return this to you when it's done. Deebs. Ulrich places a hand on your shoulder and says, "It's a fine thing for you to offer that. I would appreciate the help and the presence of a holy man. Yes. Well, let's get to it then." And so you follow him and Kingston, who is very quiet, to Elle's body, which is they've placed her outside the castle, a distance, sort of at the tree line, where you imagine they retreated to, or Kingston and her retreated to, and she is quite dead. Run through with a sword through the chest, and has been dead for since whenever the fight happened. Half an hour, 45 minutes ago. Bootless Jim, however, is nowhere to be found. Yeah, well.
Oh well.
All right. Somebody had a shovel. You're not sure where it came from. Based on its appearance, it might have just been one that the goblins had around the castle. And Kingston starts digging a shallow grave. And Ulrich just says, "I don't know about our opponents. We left none alive, save for the goblins that ran for the trees. I don't think you'll see them again. Most of them ran at the first sign of a fight. Hopefully back to join their friends, and hopefully not to be a problem in the future, but do you think it wise we bury the rest as well? It would be some work through the night and into the next day." Right, of course, we all do. Well, I suppose we'll do what we can. Yeah. So you guys spend some time. You dig a grave for Elle, and they place her to rest. Both Harold and Kingston are quiet. Ulrich says a few kind words about, how she put aside any differences they might have had, and fought side by side with them in battle as well as any of the rest of them did. And you perform some last rites, as is your way. Feel free to RP some words if you want. Otherwise, I'll just go on. Okay. Here lies Elle. We put her in the ground before she can smell. I hope she doesn't go to hell. The end. Or is it? Dun dun dun. What is everybody else doing as the evening winds down? Scribble, you've spent some time, going around the castle and found your hall. The others are doing that now. I don't know. We'll start with Solmia. What are your plans for the evening?
I think she's wondering if the old adage, once you go black, you never go back, stands true.
Lutel's not black.
Oh,
He's...
sorry, I was muted. So I can turn into a giant badger, and they can burrow as like an action. Can I just quickly dig up the graves and bury them so that there's not this like overnight thing?
Oh yeah.
Like I can burrow 10 feet as a normal action, so I'm assuming I could do this Right.
pretty quick.
That
Like
is
in a
ridiculous.
heartbeat.
Shit, yeah, of course.
Okay, so then I'll just do that just so that everyone can can rest and all that.
I never even thought about that. Yeah, that'd be great.
Nice.
Are you gonna help dig like some sort of pit for the hobgoblin bugbear drow corpses and everything?
I guess I would defer to like Ulrich, like if he wants me to do it.
He just says, I'm certainly no expert in treating the dead, but I imagine if they were left out, the creatures of the forest wolves and other such things would eventually take care of them, but they might draw undesirable things as well.
So I'll just fucking go ham and
Yeah.
you just
find
like
a suitable
bury
spot of
everything.
soft ground and just start going at it. I mean, you can basically, you can do that for up to an hour, right? That's a lot of earth you can move. God damn, I didn't even think about that. That's
Well, no, like poker, just as a base movement.
yeah.
Each
crazy.
round, I can burrow 10 feet. So
That's crazy. That's a 5 by 5 by 10 foot hole each round.
yeah, so I could
So-
do this in like like literally 10 minutes.
Wow. Yeah, you guys want to kill anybody else? We got an open grave going. Fill her up.
Did you just pick that?
So like yeah, like I would say that would be something I quickly do, and then I just like to talk to Tal about all sorts of random stuff.
Yeah, and hey, you know what? Just for fun, because we can, and because I have it ready, I'll just I don't know, wherever you want it. There's your giant badger token, and you should be able to control it. And I'll just drag you off to the side there. You don't have to actually use it. I just
Yeah.
So both of the druids gave me a list of their preferred wild shapes, and we loaded up tokens for both of them. And the tokens have hit point bars that they can see and modify as they go. And they have the hit points and speed and armor class all programmed in, so they can. So they have some kind of useful stats they can play with. By the way, when you're adjusting the hit points on your tokens, if you click the token, single click the token, get the 3 bubbles to pop up. If you click on the health bubble, if you type a plus number or a minus number into it, it will automatically add or subtract that to whatever the current hit points are.
Beefy boy now.
But you can see on the bar, like right now it says 63 out of 13. So if you double click, you
Yeah, I
can see
gotcha.
the actual full stats and adjust them. I think you can adjust them. And there you go. Because I think when you wild shape in D&D Beyond, there isn't really a good way to track your wild shape temp hit points.
Correct.
And so what Dark and I were playing around with is just tracking them on the token itself, which is, by the way, how I track all of the hit points for all of my NPCs and your opponents. I load all of them up ahead of time, and then just add or subtract as I go there, and I don't have to keep like a separate sheet with hit point tallies on it.
So, as the evening progresses, I think Lunalia would just make sure that, the people that were hurt in combat are resting well, like that Gundren is being taken care of and he's getting his rest. She has a little bit of healing left if anybody needed topped up before we actually rest.
Okay. Do you have proficiency in medicine by chance? Does anybody have
yes.
proficiency in medicine? You do?
I am proficient with medicine, yes.
Damn. Go ahead and make a medicine check with advantage because you've got time. This will be sort of just a general to see how well you do, and nice. Okay. You look over Gundren's injuries, and it's clear he's been tortured extensively. He doesn't look like he's had even a decent night's sleep in days. He is the equivalent of 3 to 4 levels of exhaustion, and he's in rough shape. But he is, and it's your first time meeting this dwarf, but he's in relatively good spirits despite what he's been through. Perhaps just because he's so happy to see all of you, to see the large force that came to rescue him, and perhaps because he had lost hope, but is now clearly going to make it. Darren does not allow you to look at his injuries, but he seems to be doing okay.
Can I insight check him as to why he won't let me look at anything?
Yep. You could also just straight up ask him. It's kind of what you do.
Oh, that's true, Darren. Let me have a look there. I have some healing left.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
That's what I do. Don't be shy. Just let me have a look. It was your fault it was my fault that you got injured anyway.
I said it's fine. I've already bandaged myself up. I'm all right.
Okay, now she's gonna insight check him.
Okay.
Got a small PP.
Pretty sure he didn't get injured in the ping pong.
As far as you can tell, he's just a little embarrassed about it.
About getting injured?
Yeah.
She wouldn't be able. Lunalia's insight checks don't really tell her much because she's like, okay, whatever, I don't know. But yeah, she'll just check on everyone else. Does anyone else in the group need any healing? No, just me? Okay, good. She's gonna use her last healing on herself.
All right.
Oh, Jesus.
Noro, are you do you have anything you'd like to do this evening, or just find a quiet corner, or what's left of a bed and try and get some sleep?
I find Deebs.
Oh,
And he sees a very disappointed Noro's face. He takes the sword out and he throws it at his feet. And I tell him to pick it up.
The greatsword?
Yes. Pick it up.
It's heavy. It is a large greatsword, as you saw in the picture from earlier today. And as you try and heft it, it's 6 feet long. Like you managed to get it off the ground and pick it up, but it's definitely something that you would have a little bit of trouble wielding in combat.
And I tell Deebs, tell me that you gift this to me. You are gifting me the weapon. Say it. So I grab the weapon and I put it away, but then I grab the dwarf and I pick him up.
He's gonna gift the owlbear.
And I chuck him over the fence into the owlbear pit.
I'm just going to say, next time you use your magic and hold somebody in place in a fight that was fair, and then you made it unfair, in my tribe, I'm allowed to kill the cheater. But you have helped me, so I'm going to let this pass. I just prefer next time, leave the fight as it is, and I couldn't just pick up that weapon and take it. I had to instead have you gift it to me, and that's how it's going to be. And
I'm gonna ask Noro. Does your tribe, are they in tune with nature?
Yes, actually. That's why I call them benders.
I find it quite odd that your tribe would purposely not use every advantage in combat.
It's more all Goliaths fight fair. We would go to levels that even if we disarmed an opponent during combat, that we would let them pick up the weapon if I still held a weapon, or the other way around. I throw my weapon and we go hands.
I'll put my hand on Noro's big muscled chest and I'll say with a smile, I'll say, I certainly understand that, Noro, but the party that you're traveling with, we're not all Goliaths, and some of us need every ounce of advantage that we can get, just like the foxes do. And then I'll just kind of smile and leave it at that.
I just exhale. I take the understanding of what she was trying to say to me, and I just put the dwarf down. Just kind of give him a look. And walk away.
Linalia's just going to say to him, you know, the entangling roots that I cast do something similar to what Deebs has done. Are you going to pick me up and yell at me too?
It's more like if I'm engaged with the same opponent and your entangle is like getting it gets a lot of people into one.
Mm.
And it was just more of a like I had it handled and Deebs in a way interrupted.
Ah, I see what you get at.
And that's why when he entangled, I whipped around instead to engage with the dire wolf.
Right.
And axed the legs off.
But really that was my kill, Noro.
It was.
So you actually took advantage of that situation.
Was raging.
It's about that rage. You could have hurt Scribble quite badly.
What? I didn't do anything.
Oh, right.
What are you talking about?
You threw him across the room at that drow woman.
I said what? No.
I flew.
Scribble's my
up,
friend.
and you threw him at least 10 to 15 feet at an opponent. A hostile opponent.
I'm going to cross my arms and be like, so either you remember stuff when you rage or you don't, because you wouldn't know that Deebs had cheated, quote unquote.
That would be the only thing that it's so deeply seated in me.
Oh, man.
Next time we hide behind a table.
I'm just gonna look at him like I'm still disappointed, but it's like I can see where the Somia and Deebs are coming from. I'm still like upset about it, and I got to get used to this new culture, right? Because I just left my tribe, so I'm just kind of really acclimated. Son of a bitch.
Oh, Daddy Deebs.
Are dwarves afraid of heights? Just, I know you all build sort of close to the earth or beneath it. Maybe that's why they don't like to be picked up. She's just shrugging her shoulders at Salmia.
They do say keep your feet on the ground. Keep your feet on the ground.
It
He's
took me
scared of
3
heights.
seconds. I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, right.
Oh
wow.
yeah, sorry. Wow. Yep.
I got it after a second. I'm like, right.
Poker, is this a weapon that I have to like attune it?
It is
Or
not.
be
It
attuned?
is it's a +1 greatsword. Weapons that just have a simple bonus, and so in this case, like you'll see once you equip it, it will add itself to your list of things you can use in combat, and you'll see that it has its to hit is +1 more than your other weapon, and it does an extra +1 damage as well. That's the so +1's weapon does +1 extra hit and damage. +1, +2, and +3 weapons are not attuned. The greatsword has an additional minor magical effect on it. So, just full disclosure, in the DM's guide, there's a table of minor magical properties that you can add to weapons for flavor. Um, it kind of sucks to get a +1 sword, when so many other magical items in the game have cool effects and whatever. So
Mhm.
it's kind of neat to grab a minor magical ability that isn't really game changing, but like in this case, is a little bit helpful to you.
Oh yeah.
And so, as I imagine at some point in the evening, as Noro is looking at his new weapon and kind of thinking on the events of the day, you would notice that in the groove down the middle of the blade on each side, it is wet with blood. There's a thin rivulet of blood that sits in that groove. And as you try and wipe it away with your finger, it does come off on your finger. It's not much, it's just a thin slick of blood. But it quickly refills that groove. And as you wipe it away in one spot near the hilt, you see etched in the bottom of the groove dwarvish runes.
Would I be able to read that even though I know Dwarvish?
If you speak dwarvish, you could read the runes. It wouldn't make any sense to you.
Oh, I see.
The language is not dwarvish. It is. You don't. I don't think anybody in the party reads or speaks Goblin, right?
No, I definitely don't.
So just for fun,
With a spell?
and yeah, you could read it with a spell with
Comprehend languages?
comprehend languages. Could do it. So Noro, you can sound the words out. And I suppose the first word you would be able to sound out phonetically, and it is clangor. But the second word you don't recognize.
All right. Clangor. I'm gonna go to. Wait, who said who could? Maybe no.
I mean, you
I
could
can.
literally just ask around the group, or kind of be muttering words, staring at the sword, wiping the blood off the groove over and over, reading it over and over, and maybe Scribble would notice you doing that.
Yes, I ask Scribble, like, what is this? What's it say?
Says, fuck you, you threw me across a room.
Did no such thing. All these, I don't know about being in this party. I keep getting accused of things.
Yeah, I can go over to the sword and see what he's looking at.
Yep.
Yeah. So you see it. He shows you he wipes the blood away, and as it sort of starts to pool in those runes again, you get a quick look at them. Are you Are you gonna do something as you read those runes?
I bet you he's trying to
Oh, I
steal
was
it.
waiting for you to say what they.
Oh,
I,
sorry. Yeah. So the runes are in they're in a very they're carved in dwarvish, but it's in a very rough hand. Are you casting the spell or?
yeah, I'm gonna use sorcery points and cast it because that's all I have left.
So you create a spell slot with sorcery points and you cast comprehend languages, and you are able to read the words as Clangor's Rend, which is incidentally the name of the sword.
Angor's.
Deebs, if you're anywhere near them, you would hear, at some point in the night, you would hear Noro repeating those words, and the name Clangor rings a bell. Possibly, you could make a religion check, unless you're having nothing to do with Noro right now.
Oh,
nice.
God damn.
dying.
Clangor was one of the realms of Avalus, the first layer of Acheron. It's a plane of eternal battle, and it is the residence of the bugbear goblin. The bugbear and goblin gods.
Oh,
So the sword is named after the home of their gods. Heaven. They're sort of
like
Valhalla.
plain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's
Oh.
sort of their heaven or Valhalla where their gods live and fight. It's a plane of eternal battle.
Seems fitting.
I kind of do this Conan the Barbarian sword wielding by myself thing.
Nice.
Get a feel, you know?
Yeah, there you go.
That's it.
There's the gift.
Nice timing.
Now, you can do that without making a roll. But if you try and do it with your third arm, thank you, Lucid. There is an athletics check for that.
I'm gonna need you guys to leave the room.
See, it's when I said third shoulder, it was medically accurate, right? There's an arm there.
It's an arm.
There's the implication that there must be a shoulder joint.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I digress.
Thank
The very late evening settles into the still of night. Thaddeus and the remaining Red Brands gather together, and there are some somber moments as they talk about the dead. Most of them, anyway. You notice Roger is, even though you saw him alive, he is absent suspiciously. Carlo kind of distances himself from the group. He'll hang out with them a bit, but you kind of get the feeling that he is sort of a bit of a loner, and it doesn't really fit in so well with them. He's definitely less rowdy than the others and quite a bit more timid, but he does seem to be quite the experienced burglar. Ulrich and Gundren, when Gundren wakes after resting for a while, talk for a bit. Darren and Tal have a talk. They seem to be getting along. If there's nothing else, the rest. And sorry, and of course, Madrick, the master of the castle now, at one point finds you all and just says, "When are all of you When are you leaving? Very much like to get to getting pissed drunk and stumbling down my own stairs without guests to trip over.
Stay in this big dilapidated castle on your own.
Well, have you seen the place? It's big, and most of it's pretty nice. They shit in some of the corners. I'll have to find somebody to clean that. Casks of ale and plenty of food. And it's quiet out here. I'll get bored eventually, but I might spend some time here. I might even let some of those rowdy shits stay.
You know, the offer still stands to help you with your curse problem. Like the bugbear that I let free out back in your backyard.
You
I don't like
you mean the owlbear?
the owlbear, not the bugbear. That's a different kind of bear. I hate to see anything caged, and you seem a man caged by something.
I thought you were going to help me. I thought that was implied.
Yes.
Right, well, don't get in too much of a hurry, but if you figure something out, I'll probably be here.
But leave the village alone, yes?
Ah, fuck the village. Boring place anyway. Kill a few too many people, steal a little too much, and all of a sudden you're the bad guy. I'm done with the village.
And when I hear him say that, I'm gonna take his sword off my back and then just hold it out for him.
Oh, is that what it takes? Some nice fucking words. Give me that. He grabs it out of your hand.
We told him we'd give it for helping Deeps.
Ignore that.
Yeah, some of us did. Maybe you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did tell him that, Deeps.
When he takes it from Scribble, he grabs it sort of violently out of your hand, Scribble, but when he does, he then pulls the blade a little ways out of its scabbard, and there is a change to his demeanor, and he gets very quiet and somber for a bit as he stares at the blade. He resheathes it. Thank you. Much as it reminds me of things I'd rather not remember. It's one of the few things that I hold dear.
It'll
Fuck
look nice
off.
in your
I'm
new
gonna go
castle.
get drunk. Sorry, say what?
Said it'll look nice in your castle.
Aye. I'm gonna go get drunk. I suggest you do the same. Scribble, Ulrich hands you back the sack of money. There is 400 gold worth of platinum pieces remaining in it.
What?
Wow. Honest people here.
Well, he took 100 out, divvied it up, and on top of whatever else they find that you didn't take, there are possibly small sacks of coin on each one of the bodies. The drow would have had some weapons and stuff on them. just before you all find places, there are plenty of rooms in this place where you could either camp as a group, just put out your bedrolls and camp, or you could sleep outside under the stars if you'd like. It would be less safe, and you should definitely post a watch. Tal finds as many of you gathered together as he can, and just says, I think maybe we should have that talk now. The one from earlier, before the table and other things.
Can we talk after a break?
We can.
Is that okay with everyone?
I wanted to talk to Tal privately. Since I know he's a drow now.
Perfect. Do you want to just does anybody else need a break, or is it just Dark?
I'd like to pee.
Really like to pee.
Solm, do you want to keep going, or?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if it's just a private talk, they can watch the stream later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
All right. So we'll say he finds you first, and just says, I suppose we should have that talk. Maybe with you first, and the others, if you think it's appropriate. Although I'm still alive and haven't been run out of the castle, so I'm guessing they either forgot about me or they don't have that much of a problem with me.
Yeah, well, I'm half drow, and I think I'm still kind of earning their trust myself. So I had no idea you were a drow.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? And he pulls the scarf that he has around his neck down, and there is a silver or perhaps mithril. It's got a bit of a bluish tinge to it. Small pendant hanging around his neck of a spider. And as he touches it, the color of his skin changes, and he says, "It is something we call the spider's lie. It allows us to disguise ourselves, to look like others."
Here I was thinking I need to start wearing a mask, but that is much more useful.
Well, it's like your friend Darren's hat, but far less obvious.
Do you come from the Underdark, is what I've been told drow are from?
Originally, but I have been here on the surface long enough to forget the bad times and be wistful for the good times, what few there were. I followed Nesnar for some time now, and I believe in his purpose, but not his methods, and certainly not Viereth. She is... I have no word better for what she is than evil, perhaps selfish. And he is blind to his sister's whims. Or perhaps he ignores them because she is blood.
I've never met one of my kind before. Today was the first time. I'm gonna say in like a super like hushed, like kind of nervous tone. Like, do you know who Lolth is?
You should not utter that name lightly or loudly. But yes, the Spider Queen is the revered god of many drow.
I'll just sort of have like a shocked look on my face, and I just at this point I figured there's no point of I might as well just YOLO, and I'll just say like, she's been haunting me for years and years.
Haunting you. You see her? You hear her?
Almost every night, unless I meditate and focus on my old friend. She attacks me in my dreams. Lately, she's attacked me when I'm waking, but I can't be sure if I am awake or I'm dreaming. It's constant.
There are some among our kind who would think that a blessing to have the goddess herself in their minds. That's for that to happen to one so detached from our people. I excuse my saying, one whose blood is not pure. It is absurd, but curious. I would seek Nesnar's guidance on it, but after what happened tonight, he likely wants nothing more than me dead.
I'll look down and I'll just like hearing all this, I'll just say that does seem to create quite a problem. And then I'll just say, can you please keep that between you and I and not share that with the others? I'm not ready to reveal that to them yet.
Some secrets are best kept. I understand. It's better that they don't know for now. I regret revealing myself. I had to with Darren. He saw through my ruse. And we settled our differences. Forcefully.
Oh, so that's why Darren was injured.
I think he'll recover. His pride is wounded worse than he is. Still, I regret it. It is not our way. Not. It is not the way of those who follow the Black Spider to, at least those of us who are still true to the path, to cause unnecessary harm, to perhaps I'm wrong. I have seen things that we have done in his name that made no sense, especially at her hand. It's why I tried to eliminate her tonight. I saw an opportunity. I thought for sure we could take her. I thought for sure. I intended to kill her and blame it on the lot of you. But of course, when Madrick appeared, it made far more sense and would absolve you at least of some of the guilt. Perhaps he would not come after you then. I don't know. Now he will know. He will know what I have done, what I've tried to do. I'm certain he will come after all of us.
I'll just I'll say I understand, Tall. You seem true to your word. Just please don't hurt these people that I'm with. Some of them I'm growing to be friends with.
You have my word. I like to think that means something. It did not so long ago, but I want it to mean something now. And please, when we speak privately, you may call me Talranaz.
I will, Talranaz.
Thank you.
Or daddy.
Whoa. That's whoa.
Cool. Thank you, Poker.
Yeah. Tal, is everybody back?
I think so.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Tal will eventually try and gather the rest of you together. And he'll come to each one of you individually, or if you're all together or whatever, he'll just gather you all up and say, look, I need to speak with you all. I regret much of what happened tonight. I was bold and brash in my actions. And I will likely not survive the punishment the Black Spider will mete out for me. Viereth is evil, and I thought to take her down. I thought to take her down and blame you or Madrick when he appeared. I did not know that she had access to spells such as the spider could cast. But clearly she does, and I'm certain she'll tell him what I've done this night. I hope you will let me walk away from here with my life. And I hope you will not see me as... Well, you will see me as you will. But I mean none of you any further harm. I'm sorry for anything I've done. And he looks at Darren off in the distance. What do you want to know about the Black Spider? I will tell you.
Is he a warrior? Is he a mage? What is he?
Nesnar is a talented wizard. Among our people, he was one of the most. He is old. He's been around for a very long time. And he has lived here on the surface for several hundred years. Sometimes he sends a few of his people below to recruit. That is how they found me. He's building an army. He means to take that army home to make change, to tear down the old ways, and to establish a new order, one that is free of so many of the chains that bind our people. I believe in his cause, if not all of his methods. Although much of that is Viereth's doing. She controls him. She is his blood, and he loves her. He is either blind or unwilling to punish her for all that she has done. But it is more than I can stand by to watch. I thought to do something about it, but I've now failed. My life is probably forfeit. It's only a matter of time before he finds me.
This army that he's building. How many are we talking?
Less than you'd think. But they're talented, like him, like me. And he seeks more power. He is after something, a spell forge, and I know he wishes to use it to empower our cause. At least that is what he says.
So he would see himself installed as some sort of king, then, of your people?
Perhaps. I don't know. I don't know if even he has the entirety of a plan beyond amass power and make change. But his end goal, as he says, is to free us, to free our people, and to return home.
Return home. Where's home?
He just looks down at the ground. Deep below. In the Underdark.
That's where I have seen your kind.
Mm.
I used to smith with Durgars who traded with drows.
Is Deeves across the room just bristling?
Seething.
His nose is flaring. I can see it. And then I pull out my axe and I show him, like, this is one of their weapons made for me.
He has a look at the axe and he says, I have seen weapons like this in the hands of the Durgar.
Specially fit for me, though.
I can see that. It suits you, I think. Although that new blade of yours is something to behold.
Yeah. I'm just shaking it around, like trying to figure out how to flick the blood off of it. And how it does it.
The blood doesn't really, like, you have to swing it pretty hard to even get a little spatter off of it, but you can definitely run your finger down the groove and get a little bit of it on your finger. And it comes away wet.
Yeah.
And it stays. Like, you have to wipe it off on your kilt leg or whatever to
So that's why I'm like trying to swing it and be like, I'm amazed at how it stays.
Yeah. And it seems to refill slowly. Quickly. It seems to refill quickly, but it's just a very thin slick of blood. And when you light the blade, that is where the light comes from. The blood actually flares to light and emits that sort of... It's almost like there's a bright light behind the blood, and shining through the blood is what colors it and dims it. And as Noro lights the blade like that, his appearance takes on the look of something demonic in that red light. There is an anger that you see projected across his face that it's just a trick of light and shadow, but he looks like something inhuman.
Whose face?
Noro.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm not sure what else to ask this guy. If you guys have something.
So does he think Gundren knows where the Spellforge is?
I imagine his interest in the dwarf is related to the dwarf's expedition. Yes. I don't know. I've been with the Red Brands for a while. We tried approaching Madrick and his kind openly, and the emissaries that were sent were cut down and did not return. Vierth has some sort of deal with the town master. I thought it wise to try a different route. Keep an eye on things around the town as one of the Red Brands. I did a good enough job. I've lived on the surface long enough to be a passable ruffian, and with little help from a trinket, I was able to fit in with them, at least for a time. Their ways are not nearly as brutal as those I learned growing up. It was easy to fall in with their kind and be as dark as them. Darker sometimes.
We did watch you stab one of your own men in the back.
Yes, well, I've seen that one do unspeakable things. What happened to him was something he deserved. And it was impressive, no? It got us this far. I really need that weird looking dude in the gift to stop waving at me. I'm just going to make it go off screen there. Hey, there we go.
You'd rather look at a brother and sister make out.
You know what? Discord won't let me type anymore. It's actually, it told me to, hey, chill out.
Yeah, it must have spam protection.
Great.
Get out of there, poker. Shut that down.
Well, sometimes you guys type pertinent stuff in there and I need to see it. Sometimes you put pertinent GIFs in there that I want to see. Anyway, Tal just says, I will put on my other face. The others have not seen this side of me. And I will stay for a time. I am not expecting your help or protection. If you have other information you think I may have about Nesnar and his cause, or Vierth and what she's up to, I will do my best to help. If you happen to find her, I will do my best to help with that as well.
I asked Tap to find her, and the opportunity arises to, I guess, get rid of her. What proof would he need that it was done?
What proof would I need?
Mm-hmm. If you're not around.
I would take your word. She is a curse upon our cause, and she is best removed. If you encounter her, know that she is dangerous. Every word that comes out of her mouth is a lie. She is very much like many from home. And I fear that she has not left behind her old ways as some of the rest of us have.
So are you saying attack first? Question later?
Well, you've seen her up close. You know what she's capable of, and you know she likely doesn't take you very seriously. Use that to your advantage. If I'm not there, finish her as fast as you can.
Everyone heard that, right?
What? What do you mean?
If we see her again, I will not hesitate.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I'll tell Tal, so you keep saying you might not be with us long, and then I'll just say I sure hope that's not the case.
We'll see.
Samia, do you?
nowhere-
Oops, sorry, Poke. Go ahead.
he just says, I have nowhere to go. But if they come for me, I will disappear.
Samia, do you trust this person?
I do. He is half of what makes me, and he seems to be a good person.
I pose this to the group. If Tal wants to, should we have him travel with us? Since he is in danger.
No.
I would think that Ulrich would have need of a strong, capable hand as the new town magister.
I not if not if someone's going to come for him. That will put the
Yeah,
town
I
in
agree.
danger.
The dwarf is right. I don't think I would be safe around others.
I'm gonna say I definitely vote to let Tal travel with us for the time.
Where is it that we're going?
Gonna get pregnant.
Understand? Why would she get pregnant, Noro? I
Well,
think you understand how it works.
so as a player, I'm assuming that since we've rescued Gundren, we're going to continue with our expedition once he's
That is a definite conversation you guys should have. I'm basically done with the Tal conversation. He excuses himself and just says, I will be around. If you need anything, come find me. I will go find a quiet corner for myself.
Well, I need a long rest. I know that.
Oh, everybody does. Yeah, I'm just having a look at my notes here. Did that.
What is the expedition though? Is that the map thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Yep.
same location as the map.
Got it.
Yeah, so
I don't remember if Solmia and I were really that aware of what you three were sort of doing. before
Probably
we
not.
came across you.
Yeah. That's where I was going with it.
Yeah, then we can RP that out, I guess, a little bit.
I mean, it would make sense because now it's like, what are our next steps?
Right. It's true.
No plans until my companion returns from Dralamar with news that it's okay to continue on.
oh, he dead.
Ooh.
Oh,
He better fucking not be.
It's so hard.
No. It's cool. It's cool. In this campaign, everybody gets a hot boy.
There's one for you too.
No, it's only is Deeb's hot boy. Sorry, Deebs.
Damn.
I mean, he did try to touch my bees. So
Yeah.
bees.
But yeah, so Deebs, now that we rescued your friend, what's your next purpose in life?
Well, we have a few things going on. We have Lenine looking for some assistance. We've got orcs in caves somewhere around. We, of course, the reason Noro and Scribble and I were together. Noro has a map that matches the expedition that Gundren is going on or hired us for. Wait, that's right? Poker, that's right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is.
We don't know.
Oh, okay. And I'd also like to check out I'd like to return to my home, Axholm.
Your ghost friend up on the hill.
Aye. Listen, we got a lot piling up right now. We got a lot going on.
Yes, cleric. Yes, go and do the wraith's bidding. Mm.
So I'll just say, Deebs, I shall help you in your next adventure, but I did leave my mountain home trying to seek answers to some questions I have, and I believe Tal might be a key to unlocking some of that.
Deeb's episode title: A Tale of Two Daddies.
Oh yeah.
God almighty.
I'll see myself out.
Gee.
I can hear Deeb's face plumbing and shaking his head from here.
Well, I mean, I'm just letting you know what I know. Whatever we need to do, I'm willing to travel with you all. So,
The dwarf helped me and Scribble.
With you, while I'm still.
Well, perhaps we should escort Gundren back to Phandalin so we can continue to heal next.
Yes, but let's do it in the morning, shall we?
yeah.
Right.
All right.
So I'll put on my Spider-Man pajamas and go to bed.
All right,
Yeah,
you
before
all-
I go to bed, I want to look at the Nobles book that we found and see
Oh,
what
the
I can,
Nobles book.
if there's anything about
Yes.
Halia.
Scribble
There
always
is.
reads.
There is. So, Scribble, as everyone else hauls off to find a quiet corner in which to sleep, you guys find that Thaddeus, enjoying a large mug of ale from a rather large cask that they've uncorked, has kindly offered for several of them to take watch, seeing as how they didn't do much fighting. And he is, you see him actually off in the distance chatting with Madrick. The two of them seem to have made up, at least to some degree. Scribble, you settle down and pull the rather large tome out of your bag and start thumbing through it. And you've come to an entry about the Thornton family. You find that they hailed originally from the sovereignty of Lyria, a large nation rich with commerce that lies just across the Deepwater Strait to the west. Their family, when they arrived in Dralamar 2 centuries ago, was already wealthy and quite well connected. They quickly rose to power amongst the city-state's noble oligarchy, and the book presumes by somewhat underhanded means, but really provides no detail. There are hints at a suspicion of some underworld connections. Some rather less interesting information about their family over the next couple of centuries, and the final entry about them. And the book is a couple of decades old, so there's nothing entirely recent. But the last entry about the Thornton family is about Marnius Thornton, their most recent patriarch. He was a member of Dralamar's Council of Lords and the city's Master of Records. He, along with several others, were implicated in a scheme to finance a criminal organization with state funds. They were stripped of their titles and imprisoned. His wife, Lycia, threw herself from a high tower. Their son, Hadron, disappeared, and their daughter, Halia, heiress to the family fortune, now gone. At the point of the book's writing, still resided in the city. And there's really no more information about her, as the family fell from grace, and it really falls out of the context of a book on nobles.
Fun.
And that's a very different contrast from the person you met. From your experience living in Dralamar, from what exposure you had to the noble class in Dralamar, she would very much fit in. She very much acted as if she was, um, quite rich, quite well connected. And yet here in this book, you're finding there's a very different story, leading up at least to her younger years.
She must have married an old dude and killed him.
Or perhaps sold her soul.
They didn't have eBay then.
And so as night settles in, you all find yourselves getting a much needed rest. Morning comes. Mist has settled in the clearing about the castle. And you find yourselves awake and ready to take on your day. As you all come together to prepare yourselves for the journey ahead, you find that Ulrich has helped Gundren get ready to travel. And has found a old, small cart. And is trying to talk the dwarf into lying down so that a couple of you can try and pull him in the cart so that he can continue to rest. And he's just having none of it. No, I can walk. I'm good. Don't worry about me. I'll make it. It's not that far back to town. And he just turns and looks at all of you as you walk up. Help me here.
Let him be, Ulrich.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Tip top. Tip fucking top. I mean, a couple more nights of bed rest and beer. A few good meals. Of course. But
I fail to see how beer helps in the healing process.
It heals the soul.
It's delicious.
Shrugs.
I'll give you a hand, Gundren, if you need it. Let's get a move on.
I won't, but I appreciate the offer. Can we take some of that ale with us, perhaps? Small keg. Something, or maybe the big man can carry it.
Just a wee pony keg.
You need to get a keg of holding.
Just so that we are clear, Gundren, I am not putting the beer into the cart and carrying the cart.
We don't need the cart. No, the cart was for me, and it's fine. Don't worry, it's not that far back to town. I'll make it. We can even leave the beer. It won't be as much fun. Are we going? We can talk on the road. Like to catch up with you all. Get to know the rest of you, I suppose. Might have need for you. If you have the time. And of course, for your work here, I owe you some coin. We'll settle up when we get back to town.
So who all is coming with us then? Just Ulrich and him? Or is Darren coming?
Ulrich's coming. Darren, suitably patched up from the night before, with his hat and his rapier at his side, joins you all and says, "We're going? I would rather not spend any more time here if I don't have to. This place smells." You know, they shit in the corners upstairs. Just in the corners, anywhere. Some of it smeared in by hand. Disgusting. It's like they used it as paint. Anyway, we're going, yes?
Aye, let's go. Let's get going.
Tal's coming with us. Yes.
You don't see Tal. And as you look around, you go outside, get ready to leave. He is outside, in the shade of the trees off at the edge of the clearing.
Don't forget to hit your long rest button if you haven't already.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Hit that long rest.
Supported by Hello Tushy.
Madric's nowhere around. You do find Thaddeus. He's up and about. Right, so you lot are off then. I don't suppose there's any room for us back in Phandalin.
Can I'll whisper to Deebs and say maybe they'll do some militia stuff for you.
I don't trust him. Especially Thaddeus.
Gotcha.
Ulrich walks past him and says, I've picked out the ones that I'd prefer at my side. And, well, Thaddeus. It's up to them if they want to join us or not. I've told them they're welcome. You, Madric, Roger, and that loudmouthed shit that hangs out with you. You can stay here. Or you can go wherever. If you come back to Phandalin, we'll have a problem.
The loud one is with us. He is one of our group.
Lunaya!
The other one, Harold.
Oh. I thought you meant Deebs.
Our
loudmouthed one. You will have to get.
Right,
Ulrich,
let's go.
I'll trust your judgment.
And I trust yours, dwarf. You've gotten us this far, all of you. Well, shall we?
Yes, let's go.
And so you set out, leaving the Madric's castle behind you, and the rest of the Red Brands to their fate to either stay or to return on their own at some later time. At least those who Ulrich has welcomed back.
I would like to picture Madric hanging out the door, wasted off of his ass.
Oh, he's somewhere
Telling us to
upstairs.
piss off.
So I mean, full disclosure, he is either upstairs or he found the fucking table and was like, what the fuck is this? And, you know, pried at it and managed to pull it out of the way a bit and, well, what's up here? You know, stumbled out there drunk and got his head bit off by the fucking owlbear, and you guys might run into him back in town. It's kind of how he is. He just doesn't give a shit anymore and is kind of stupidly curious. It'd be more like, who the fuck put this in my house, blocking a fucking door?
A fire hazard.
Yeah. What's back here they don't want me to see? Ah, those shits. Oh, hello, chomp. Your group moves into the woods, back to the familiar path to the southwest. And you don't get very far when you hear someone coming up the trail ahead of you. And you look, and it is Bootless Jim.
Whoa.
I thought he died.
His face is bloody, and his hair is matted on one side. He is without a weapon. His shirt is torn, and there are deep wounds that have stitched together faster than they should have. And he's just got a sort of confused look on his face, and he's kind of wandering and looking. He runs into all of you. The first thing he sees is Noro. Oh shit! No, get keep him away from me.
Where have you been?
I don't know. I fell. I got back up. I ran off into the woods. I passed out. Some old man found me. I woke up. He was... I don't know.
An old man.
Oh, hello. You hear a voice echo out from the trees beyond, and a figure in brown robes with messy hair kind of sticking out at odd angles and a white beard, a deeply lined face that is stained with dirt and smudged with possibly excrement. It's hard to tell. Long, brown, simple robes that are stained and dirtied around the hem at the bottom. There are leaves and twigs sticking out of his hair. He's quite old. He's bent over a bit, and he comes sort of toddling up the path towards you. Hello? Are you folk? Are you folk moving in? I heard quite a ruckus at the castle up the way, and thought somebody'd come to go clean out the riffraff. Is this one with you? Well,
Sort of.
Oh, well, kindly take him back. He's more trouble than he's worth.
And who are you?
Why, I am the guardian of these woods. I have been for as long as I can remember. I am Amadan. And he just kind of
You spell that?
hobbles up and he holds a hand out, and from beneath his robes, a small twig grows into a large staff that twists about. He plants the staff into the ground and leans heavily on it. Oh, a fine, large group of friends you have here. I hope you mean an old man hobbling through the woods no harm.
Oh, of course not. Are you
Stay a while and listen.
Are you a druid, good sir?
Why, of course I am a druid. Are you hungry? And he waves a hand in front of you, and in his hand appears a small bunch of little red berries. And he holds an outstretched, shaking hand out to you. Good berry. They're quite good.
Yeah, she will reach out and take one.
I will reach out, take one, and say thank you in Druidic.
Ah, educated folk. He responds in Druid and thanks you eloquently.
What brings you out here?
Why, I live here. Well, not here specifically, a distance away to the northeast. A small settlement, or at least it used to be, a place called Thunder Tree. Or at least that is what it used to be called. It is my home, humble as it may be. Home to at least one other, although I would suggest if you ever came to visit, you watch out. My neighbor is not as hospitable as I am.
Who's the
What?
neighbor?
A rather large fellow who I rather not cross.
He wouldn't happen to be an owl bear, would he?
No. Have you seen my owl bear? He's gone missing.
Oh, yes, he's up at the castle, or he was.
Oh, the castle?
Yes.
Did the goblins have him locked up? I've been looking for him for days.
Somebody had him locked up. Yes.
Well, we'll have to see about that. Who, if I may be so humble as to ask, who currently inhabits the castle? Are the goblins still there? Is that Grohl fellow, Grohl the Droll, I prefer to call him, is he, still, tyrannically in charge of his, subordinates?
No.
No?
I do the whole Blade Conan the Barbarian swing in, and I say no.
Oh my! Quite a show. Quite a show. Well then, perhaps I will go introduce myself to my new neighbors and, say hello, borrow a cup of sugar, as it were.
Well, the man who claims to own the castle now is rather a grumpy one.
I have some experience with grumpy neighbors. I will be a gracious guest on his doorstep. Don't worry, I'm sure we'll get along marvelously.
And how far away is this home of yours?
A few hours, gentle stroll through the wood. I don't always find myself there at night. Sometimes, well, as it was last night, I went for a late walk for a midnight constitutional. And, finding my feet kept moving, I found myself here. I heard the sounds of the clang of steel and thought I'd wander about and stay close, find out what happened in the morning. And, well, I found this one. And he nods at Bootless Jim, who is slowly edging around your group on his way back to the castle, having now heard that it's clear. And, well, he seemed to be in some distress, so I fixed him right up. He should be fine. His wounds are stitching nicely, and, well, he's no longer on death's door, although I suspect given his frailty, he's never been far from it.
Yes, you have our thanks for patching him up.
No thanks required, but you are most welcome. He stares at you, Lunalia, for a bit, and his eyes kind of glaze over. And then they suddenly dart to your shoulder. Is that a rat?
Yes, sort of. Mostly.
Do you have a pet rat? No.
Nobody's pet.
And he holds one long-fingered, shaking hand out towards your shoulder. No, not a rat. This one is Fey by origin, I think, if I'm not incorrect. I believe you have a wizard's familiar on your shoulder, yet wizard you are not.
That is correct.
Well, come here, little one. Come, let me see you. Well, what do you think of this one, Cornelius?
Cornelius?
You can see he's leaning his head sort of to one shoulder that he's shrugged up. He seems to be listening to something, and you see a little tail flick back and forth near his ear. Oh, yes, quite. Well, have some words with him then. He puts the rat up on his shoulder. The rat kind of sniffs at his ear and his hair, and then you see a little mouse crawl out from underneath the collar of the old man's robe. A little mouse with golden blonde hair that is a little bit longer than it should be. It curls at the tips. It's a very fancy looking little mouse with large ears. The mouse squeaks and chitters a bit, and the rat squeaks and chitters a bit, and the old man listens and nods. Your rat friend says he wishes to stay. He and Cornelius here seem to get along quite well. Are you particularly attached to this one, or would you let him stay with me?
Oh, he's free to go where he will.
Well, and he leans over and listens to the rat and the mouse chittering again. And he, thank you. Where did you find this one?
I believe the place was called Tressendar Manor. She's looking to the group because she doesn't pay attention to names of places.
I nod.
Yeah.
Tressendar. It is not familiar to me.
What about Albrecht?
Albrecht. No?
What about Paranor?
No? I will think on these things, but, perhaps. Perhaps this, new companion of mine will, enlighten me. Come, Cornelius. Let's leave these fine folk to their journey.
Before you go,
Yes?
do you know or keep in contact with many of the druids in this area?
There are less than there used to be, but, yes. Why do you ask?
I guess he never told me his name because he was quite the guarded individual. But my guardian, he's over the mountains to the south. Just wondering if you ever may have seen him or spoken with him.
Well, I'm very old, and I have forgotten more things than you have learned in your entire life, young one. But I do not remember. I do not remember one to the south. There is another near here who is a very good friend of mine. In fact, he is somewhat of my apprentice. Perhaps he would know. I'll fetch him. You wait right here. I'll be right back. He turns, and out of the corner of his eye, he looks at Scribble and smiles. Remember this, my friend. It may come in handy someday. And he begins to whistle louder than he should be able to, a very complex bird song that Scribble tickles your ears in a way that none else has, and it sticks in your mind. And as he finishes whistling this complex tune, you hear the sound of hoofbeats in the distance. Riding up the trail, you see a man on a horse. And as it gets closer, it is not so much a man on a horse, but a man and a horse. A dark-skinned centaur. The upper body of a man and the torso and legs of a horse gallops up, a long spear with a jagged jawbone as its point in his hand. His black skin glistening in the morning sun, white paint smeared across his flanks, chest, and face in strange spiraling patterns. Long dreads pulled back into a loose knot. The tuft of a graying bit of beard at his chin and a wide nose. His eyes golden and large. He rides up and comes to a halt, not 10 feet away from you all. Old man, you seem to have found some friends. You called for me. Oh, yes. Good friends, this is my apprentice, Xanthras. I am not his apprentice. You most certainly are. I am not. Is he giving you trouble? Should I take him away?
Oh, no, he's fine.
Oh no, I'm sorry to trouble you. You see, my guardian. I really don't know much about him. Just wondering if your friend here had ever run into him. He's a archdruid of the mountains to the south. Large blue fellow.
I have heard of one like him who passed through this way many seasons ago. Perhaps before your time, young one. I will ask around. There are others of our kind in these woods, not so many as there were before. Where may I find you?
I guess I'll look at Deebs and I'll say, likely with this guy. he shouts very loud.
We'll be in Phandalin for the
Phandalin.
most part. Or
Let's make a roll to see if a centaur druid who lives in the woods. Nope, Phandalin. I am not familiar with this town. Is it far?
Scribble. Where's your map?
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys actually you have a map that Gundren gave you to get to Phandalin.
Yeah, I'll show it to him.
Yeah.
All right. You show it to him, and he looks at it. And he spends some time reading it, and he plants the butt of his spear in the ground deep enough where it stands on its own. And he opens the map with 2 hands, and I can find this place. I will find a way to get word to you if I know of this druid friend of yours. Do you
It's
seek him, or are you looking for others of his circle?
oh no, I don't mean to put you out of your way. I was just curious as he's very guarded and he always told me how much he hated the company of others, but I could tell he was lying. He was always kind to me, but I don't really know anything of him. So I was just curious.
And you say he was blue.
He was a large blue man.
Daboo-dee, daboo-doo.
Well, there's a natural 20. Furbolg, perhaps. Although there are others who are blue. Frost Giant? No. I will ask about. Perhaps someone in our circle knows him.
Thank you.
Xanthorus. It's a long ways home. Would you help an old man back to his sanctuary? Really? Please, my friend. Fine. The centaur kneels down far enough where the old man can hop up on his back. And he slowly stands up. The old man sort of teetering as he does, nearly drops his staff and then lays it across his lap. Thank you. Thank you, my friend, for helping old druid find his way home. You are no more druid than I am horse, old man. And yet I still sit astride you as if you were my noble steed. Let's go. Goodbye, friends. Fair meeting you, and I hope to see you again. Xanthorus just...
I'll wish him a farewell in Druidic.
The
So
centaur,
Nalia will do the same.
the centaur responds in kind and nods. Until we meet again. The 2 of them ride off down the trail. Bootless Jim, you see him in the distance. He is, he's picked up pace and he's heading towards the castle.
Well, that was interesting.
Gundren just turns and looks. What the fuck was that?
I don't know. I don't know.
I guess he didn't die.
Ulrich's just got a broad smile on his face. Ah, James. It's good to see the boy alive.
surprised you didn't ask him to come with us, although he is quite afraid of Noro.
It's better if he doesn't. I am somewhat ashamed of myself for misjudging his skill with a sword. Suppose I should have asked Noro first how he handled himself in combat.
Well, he lost his shoes, his boots.
Well, I heard the story from his friends, but I've seen what the big man can do, and I thought I think differently now. Let's go. And so, the party travels back towards Phandalin. Morning turns to afternoon to evening. A light drizzle comes and goes, partly cloudy skies, and you find yourself having to camp for the night unless you care to push on and try and get there sooner. There are enough of you that you have enough people to have watches at night, and if you stay close to the road with the size of your group, nobody's going to bother you. And thus you find an easy long rest on your way back.
Yeah, I don't think we should move on if Gundren's in that bad a shape.
All right.
Anyone thinks differently? Or are you all asleep?
No, I mean, if Gundren's okay, like, it seems like we can just rest. Unless anyone's in a hurry to get there at night.
No, I don't think it's a good idea to rush through the... Well, I guess we're close to the road now, but I think it's better to just rest.
All right. So you camp for the night. That evening around the fire, Gundren, with a little bit of gusto back in him, begs you all gather around, and he says, "So, I'm thrilled to be out of that place, and I can't thank you all enough. My intent when we get back to Phandalin is to, beer and food and a nice bed for a couple days, for certain, but my brothers are out there, and I'd like to rejoin them as soon as I can, once I'm 100%. But it's clear to me that, well, it's dangerous out there, and if I couldn't make it to Phandalin, how are we going to survive in our expedition to find this mine? I hope my brothers are all right. I worry about them now every day, that I know that others are after what we're after. And, well, after what you all have done, I wouldn't be against you joining us. I'd pay you up front, well, of course. And, well, I suppose, depending on what we find, I'd have to cut you in on something of it to make it fair. Depending on how much you contribute, that is. But it's an investment. It could be some time. And it might be hard work. Living at camp instead of in town, up in the mountains. Harsh conditions and digging a hole in the ground and looking for something that may or may not exist. I've got a good feeling about it based on what we've done so far. And I feel like we've got something else that one of you might know about that will help.
What is that?
Well, you know. But look, we shouldn't talk about it in the open like this. Just, I wanted you to start thinking about it so that you have some time to give me your answer. And so that we have some time to talk strategy about next steps. Did you get the cart to Fandolin safely? Well, good. I'll have to suppose I owe you for that.
Paid by
No.
what's his face
We're
for
paid.
that.
Yeah, Elmar. I think Elmar paid us, right?
Oh,
I mean, if he wants to pay us again,
do you guys say that out loud? Like,
no.
don't-
Or wait,
no. Do the others say that out loud? Like, no, Elmar paid us already, or
Yes.
I would have said that out loud. Yes.
Solmia would have for sure.
oh,
you guys weren't even there. Like it was
And
just
never mind.
Aaron.
yeah. I think he paid.
Oh yeah, he just
He
paid the
He
three
paid
of
me,
us.
and then I gave it to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You didn't split that money with us. Never mind.
Hell yeah.
Right. Well then. Well, I certainly must arrange payment for you for what you've done more recently. Then, Ulrich, maybe you can help me, unless we can wait till we meet up with my brothers. They'd have the rest of the coin, the rest of our funds for our work. Hopefully, there's enough left. Should be. It's been a while, but where would they possibly have spent it? You haven't seen a couple of dwarves getting pissed drunk every night in the pub in Fandolin, have you?
We've seen
I have not.
one. And she just looks at Deebs.
Right. No, then the money's safe. Well, don't worry about an answer now. Just think about it. I want you with me. Things seem to go better when you're with me. I can't go through what I went through back there again. That was more than any man should take.
Why did they kidnap you?
They told me that some spider wanted me. And then they beat me and cut me and asked me questions. I didn't have the answers to most of them. The ones I did have answers to, I did my best to lie or keep my mouth shut.
Is it concerning the expedition?
Well, this spider is after the mine, it sounds like.
This mine you're looking for. What? Tell me about it.
Well, it's the lost mine of... He squints, and I feel like we've had this conversation before. It's the lost mine of Fandelver. The fabled lost mine, which was built hundreds of years ago and lost in an orcish attack.
The name of our
They just brought
campaign.
the mountain
haha.
down on it, and it's been buried forever. And many have tried to find it, and none have.
Outstanding.
All right.
What the fuck is wrong with you, boy?
I'm a bodyguard.
Aye, and you fit the role. He looks at Noro, and he kind of squints, and big man, do you still have it?
scribble? Do we?
You have the fake.
Yes, I do.
So Nora's got the fake map.
Yes, I do. I just say yes. I don't give it to him or anything.
Good. You make sure you keep it safe.
Nod.
Right. Well, I suppose I'm gonna go fucking sleep on the ground because a stone floor for the last week wasn't enough. Good night. And that is it for him. Ulrich looks around at the rest of you. Darren is off in the distance, quietly humming a tune, and a tune of short rest. So if anybody here is down hit points and wants to roll hit dice, they will get some extra hit points back because that's what bards do. Ulrich just says, "It sounds like they put him through a lot. I didn't realize the bugbears would torture him. I hoped they would keep him safe to deliver to the spider. It's terrible."
He's safe now.
Yes, but I worry. Deebs, this plan you have about Phandalin, I think it's a town full of good people, and it's a necessary plan. We certainly can't leave... Well, we can't leave the one in charge where he's at, especially now knowing that the spider owns him. But we can't let Gundren and his brothers go off on their expedition alone either. We have some plans to make, I think. Who stays and who goes. I think Darren could be convinced to join me to watch Gundren's back for some time. It certainly feels safer if you all went with him. You're quite capable. We have a militia to build. The town without the red brands is safer for a time, but having ruffians like that about means they keep others at bay. Who knows who else? I've heard rumors of orcs raiding nearby mines and such. It's a matter of time before they realize the town's undefended. It seems like we have a few diverging paths. And much as I'd hate to split us all up when we work so well together, I wouldn't mind some help figuring out who goes where and what we do next. I think I don't believe I've told you. I may have. But officially, I am here on behalf of the Council of Lords of Dralamar. There is an interest in this mine, and they have decided to back Gundren's expedition quietly. I believe their interest is... Well, it's related to defense. Such a powerful artifact as the Spellforge in the wrong hands is a dangerous thing. And I'm sure they're interested in making sure it ends up in the right hands. And so that is why I'm here. But I will put the safety of the townsfolk over this mine, as long as I know the right people are close to Gundren. Anyway, we have some time. We have another day on the road, and from what Gundren says, some time in town. So think on it. And Deebs, maybe think about when we get back to town what next steps we should take in making change. Yeah?
I'll provide you with the plan.
Good. I stand ready to help. And I think our musical friend there in the distance is well, he likes to say he's retired, but I think he'll help. Oh. I'll take watch. Who's next? And I think, unless you guys want to go any further, I'm good to end there and pick up next week with us returning to Phandalin.
Yeah, that's a good spot
Yeah,
for
sounds
sure.
good.
Perfect.
How was that for 4 hours?
Right.
Perfect.
Almost. Yep.
Right on the
We-
dime.
Yeah,
I'm-
we started a couple minutes late, so